Ask me a question.
And cricket?
Yeah,
okay.
ask me any question.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Do you think people are as passionate about cricket as they are football? Yeah? Yeah, what's your name? You're very sure. Yasser? Yeah. Okay, Yasser, you're like, yes, people, you can get really passionate about cricket. I'm not supposed to say my opinions, but I don't think you could get that passionate about cricket. It seems quite boring. No. So do you think it's a safer sport to play than maybe football? We have Azara up at the balcony. They were saying that she didn't really like football because it was quite a high contact sport she found at school. You play for West Ham? Yeah. Brilliant. That's very exciting. So you're well placed to talk about the benefits of football. Okay, there we go. So you've got two West Ham fans here, so we're in safe hands here.
Yeah, West Ham, go West Ham. West Ham.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's a bit tough, isn't it?
No, I think that's us sports folks.
So you can play for another team that you don't support. It's not too much of a like a betrayal of your. That's true. Okay, so we've got. There we go. So we've got some. So we're kind of talking about sport, aren't we?
Yeah, let's talk about something else.
Do you think there's like enough? Like, are we a sporty table around here? That might actually be the one I can't turn on. Try number 1 over there for me. Oh, it's actually number 4. Yeah, I don't know. That's all right. Maybe you go to Lara and she can give you the standing mic. You've got a point to make, Cameron, about sport. Oh yeah, there we go. If you stand in one place for the mic, otherwise it's going to interfere with the other ones and make a weird sound. So if you just give it to Lara. Oh, there we go.
And you can touch.
Okay.
Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2.
There we go. Perfect. So you wanted to, you had a point, Cameron, to make about sport.
Shout out SNSA.
Yeah, maybe forgotten it. What's your point about sport you want to make?
It's fun.
It's fun. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's fun. Can you tell us anything else about it? Do you get enough opportunities to play sport? Do you reckon? Is there enough things like to do around here to play sport?
There's a football pitch.
Okay. Good. There's a football pitch.
Bike shop.
SNSA.
Okay. We've got some people talking about ASMR. Well, guys, like this is a debate that you guys can bring anything that you want to talk about to the table. Maybe we should do just a quick round of names just to introduce everyone. So I've got over here.
My name is Justin.
Justin, we've got Hello, Justin over there. We've got Cameron.
No. Rob!
We've got Cameron, also known as Bob. We've got over here eating chips. Omari.
Jacob, Alex.
Jacob.
I've got relationship problems.
You've got relationship problems. Oh, okay. So it's a new topic of conversation. You've got relationship problems.
Yeah.
What would you you've all got relationships.
I've got relationship problems due to the fact that I've got loads of hoes.
Okay, so do we agree with that? Do you think that's a fair thing to say? It sounds like you maybe have too many positive relationships. Well, I'll have a look. We'll have to have a look. So, is it better to have one strong personal relationship, or do you want to have lots of relationships with lots of people? Lots of relationships. We've got a firm answer here. It's better to have lots of relationships. So it's more fun. So you think it's more fun having lots of relationships with people? Yeah. Are we talking about friends? Are we talking about girlfriends, boyfriends?
Could I say something?
Everyone
please?
agree.
I like to say the one in the behind me, red Moncler jacket. You got many girls.
Okay, yeah. And you're saying it like it's like quite like a sign of like respect.
Yeah, respect. Yeah, respect. Yeah, I believe.
Why do we think that is? Oh, there we go. Oh, we've got some scary things over here as well arriving as well. Yeah, exactly. I remember the mask, but now. Welcome, guys. We're Talkaoke. Come and grab a seat if you fancy. At the moment we've been talking about football. We've been talking about sport. We've been talking about scary things. But we've been talking about if there are enough stuff to do around here. And why would you come and carve a pumpkin? Thank you very much. I like it at the table as well. What's your name?
Nice table. My name's Harley.
Ali, why are you here tonight?
Oh, because I hear everyone speaking.
Oh, you hear? Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
okay, so you heard everyone speaking. You're like, okay, I'm going to come over. And why have you come down to the street tonight, Ali?
Because we were supposed to come to the shop with my nan, but my nan's friends made us stay here.
Okay. So you're supposed to be somewhere else right now.
Made to stay here. Are you a slave? Don't listen to them. I'm telling you, don't listen to them.
So you're at the moment you're supposed to go and see someone, but at the moment you're kind of spending a bit more time around the street.
Yeah.
Why? So do you think it's like a, do you think it's somewhere that people like to hang out around here?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Why?
It's not really that a good place sometimes around here because mostly people like.
Oh
they're
my
always
God!
on-
Wait,
Oh, I'm gonna
everyone
turn you
pause.
down.
We got Bite Life Cruise coming.
There we go. Ali, I'm gonna carry on.
Oh yeah, because sometimes there's people on the motorcycles and like the screens and loads of other stuff, and it basically even sometimes you can't even go to sleep with the record.
Okay, so it's a bit noisy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we've got, and talking about noise, there's also some noise going on over here. I've forgotten your name. Jacob, is that right? Jacob, you had something to say, but I was, oh, there we go, let me turn you up. Try
I'd
that
just
now.
like to shout out my good friend over there, Bite Life Cruise.
On the
Someone get him
scooter.
over. Cruise.
So you got someone on a scooter
no,
that
we
you're going to bring over.
You got Cruise entering.
All right, oh, and on quite a cool scooter as well. So
Yeah.
I have to say, the other day I got a bit annoyed by a scooter because they surprised me. What's your name? Welcome. Cruz. Cruz. So you Cruz. That one I can't actually turn on, sadly. But we'll get if you've got a point. So Cruz.
Hello.
You seem to know people here. Oh, hello. Oh, awesome, brilliant, thank you. Trick or treat. You know what?
No
There's the one
sweeties
thing
for
that
you.
Oh, that was quite realistic. You know what? I don't actually have any trick or treats. I'm really sorry. Can you give us a trick instead? I've got no sweets though. I'm really badly organised. This is maybe potentially a crucial issue with the Talkaoke is that we haven't got our sweets. You don't know what you can do. What round here tonight? What else have you guys done tonight? And we were talking about this a bit earlier. Why are you guys dressed up tonight?
My own cousin
It's
is
Halloween.
starving.
Okay. And like, so did you guys choose your costumes? Like, can you talk us through who you are?
I'm a witch,
Yeah.
and I'm the old Harley Quinn.
Oh, the old Halloween. So you got that. Oh my God, it's all Halloween.
Beep, 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 beep.
We have to go.
You have to go. Well,
We
thank you
have to
very
go.
much, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Right. So, we have these guys were dressed up. Why are you guys not dressed up?
Oh, I'll get them off.
Do you guys think trick or treating? Do you think it's like a good holiday to celebrate? Do you support it? Hello?
Sorry.
I don't know which one is that.
We have some
Better?
spooky sound effects.
Yeah, very spooky sound effect. Yeah, so guys, there've been a few people who've been trick or treating here. Oh, what is that? It's a very creepy sound. Oh, number one. Okay. Maybe it's getting interfered with. Why trick or treating? Do you guys celebrate trick or treating? Do you think it's a good holiday to celebrate? No, it's not Halloween yet. Okay, so over here we've got Cruz. You've got a point you'd like to make.
It's on Sunday.
So is that, and will you be trick or treating on Sunday? Jacob. Maybe. Why? Do you think it's why? Do you think it's something that people still do, or do you think it's a bit old fashioned?
Yeah, I'm about 34 and I still do trick or treating.
Okay. Well, if you are 34, which I completely believe, why do you think it's important to keep going trick or treating? For the sweet. Okay, so Cameron, you've got a point. Oh, actually, I think their mic now works. Cameron,
It does
you've got a
work,
point.
but it's very sensitive.
Oh, okay. I'll turn it way down. Okay. So Cameron. Oh, you're going to use that one? Yeah, okay, cool. I'm going to turn that one off then.
Hello? It's working. It's working.
There we go. Lovely. So yeah, maybe take the one. So Cameron, why do you think it's like a bad thing to give out free sweets?
Because it's bare weird. Old men giving out sweets to little kids.
I think it's quite creepy. Yeah, okay, so yeah, maybe it's a bit of a creepy holiday. Might just turn that one off. There we go. So maybe it's a bit creepy, maybe we don't really like it. Are we going to bring some new topics up? So we've talked about Halloween, we've talked about football, we've kind of talked a little bit about names. You over here, what you dressed
Joey,
up
come here.
as?
Come here, Joey.
Come on, tell us.
Tell him.
Yeah, it's working. It's working. Can you tell us your name and what you what
His
you
name's
dressed up
Joey.
as? Joey.
He's ginger.
I made a mask from in there.
Ah, okay, brilliant. So they got some mask making workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is good to know to like spread the word as well. We've got a mask making workshop down the road. We've got pumpkin carving. Why could you not do pumpkin carving?
It ran out.
It ran out. Oh no. Okay. I guess it's quite popular, isn't it? So where are we going to go from here, guys? What are you guys thinking? What are the topics of conversation that you want to get off your chest today?
You know, I forgot.
You forgot. What did you forget?
My question.
Oh, so you were supposed to be a wolf.
His mum said he couldn't be. He was being a little.
Why? So why would you not be allowed to be? Yeah. Okay. So we've got. So people are kind of always trying to dress up and be a bit scary. I guess like what kind of
Nobody now.
like what kind of things make like a scary costume? Because I mean, some people are
Me.
terrified of spiders. Other people not really bothered about it. Like
I'm scary.
why are you scary?
Don't know.
Stumped you.
Huh?
We've got some people over here as well. Maybe they're come back. I think that's Ali over there.
I don't think they're coming back.
Welcome to Aberfeldy Live. Guys, what have you seen on the street that's worth checking out for the rest of the festival? The chicken chip shop, yeah. You know, it's really popular chicken chip shop. I don't know if it's just because it's the only shop doing food.
No, it's
here.
because it's food, isn't it?
Yeah, but
People get
does
hungry.
Aberfeldy need some more food shops? Last time I was here, we actually had quite a lot of young people again. And then the thing that they said that they were missing was a bubble tea shop. Martin,
That is
disgusting.
disgusting. Can you turn me down a little bit?
Have you ever had a
Thank you.
bubble tea? Oh, there we go.
No, I think
Martin, have you ever had a bubble tea?
It's Justin.
It's disgusting.
No, my name's Justin.
Justin, I'm so sorry, Justin.
Okay. Yeah, I've had
Yeah.
one. Yeah. It's an interesting experience. You have these sort of little edible balls in the tea, and you suck them up through the straw. It's quite interesting.
Quite interesting.
You
We're talking
have
about-
these sort of little edible balls
Oh, there we go. Got a bit
in
of
the
a
tea, and you suck them up through
feedback.
the straw. It's quite
Don't know
interesting.
why that is. Quite interesting.
You
We're
have
talking about-
these sort of little
might have to
edible
ask Rick for that
balls
help there. Oh, there we go. Got a bit
in
of
the
a
tea, and you suck them up
feedback.
through
All
the
right,
straw.
so we've got. I
It's
don't know why that is. Quite interesting.
You
We're
have
talking about-
these sort of little
might have to
edible.
ask- I can indeed. I'm a bit concerned we've got a bit of feedback from the mic, but we'll.
I can be heard.
That's all right. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay, Cameron, what we need you
I
need
think
to bring
bubble-
us a new topic that we can have a bit of a debate about.
What about the news?
The news. Oh yeah, what's happening on the news at the moment?
The police officer who killed that woman.
So yeah, you've got that police officer who killed the woman. Is that the no, I'm all right, thank you very much, sir.
Come on.
So yeah, so we've had some bad news recently.
Are you talking
Right,
about
you can come
the
in- you can come on
shooting
the screen. You
in-
look
on
quite
the- on the
scary
film?
tonight.
The film in America? Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
a woman got killed a few weeks ago, and the police officer was the one who killed her.
What was that? We've got Lara on the feedback as well. I'm just going to turn you up, Lara.
Oh, thank you.
There we go.
I think that's been dragging for months now, the whole
Yeah, there's been people.
investigation.
Yeah,
And they
so
found
we've
which police officer there was today. They
Yeah,
found.
so what does that make you think? Because obviously we've got some cases where police officers have been caught committing crimes. Does that mean, do you think there's a bit of distrust in the police at the moment? Do you think it's just isolated cases? Because it's something that people get quite heated
It's all
about.
bribery and all that. Like,
You reckon
corrupt.
bribery?
Corrupt.
Yeah, corrupt. Well, Justin, what's your perspective there? We've got quite a young person who's saying that, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's corrupt. What's your perspective on it?
Well, it does seem that the investigation there was a lot of cover up.
Because they wanted to hide it.
Yeah,
they don't make the police
officers covering for each other.
There we go. I've got Cameron, if you've got a point you want to make onto that as well.
Yeah, because they wanted to keep people thinking that the police are good people, but sometimes they are.
So yeah, so they kind of like bribed each other to like maybe be like, okay, then this is a way that we're going to make the public, be supportive of us and feel positive about the police. But do you think that's the best way for
what's
you to
that?
feel
What's that?
positively about the police? What can you see? Can you describe it for us?
I can hear sounds.
Yeah, I think we've got a band going on possibly.
Oh well,
Got a
I ain't
band,
going over there. I'm staying
cyclists.
here. I like talking into the mic. Woo!
Hello, we've got this lady
Hello?
over here. Have
Hello?
you come to join the festival? You're looking okay. That's all right. Well, if you guys want to come and have a sit down, come and join us on Talkaoke. We're having a debate about pretty much
I'm the best
whatever you
here.
like.
I should go pro.
What are you going to go pro on? Because obviously we met
Football.
tonight. Football.
I play for my school football team.
So is that like what are your sort of goals of like looking out for what you want to do when you're older? At the moment, I don't know how old are you, Cameron?
I am 12.
12. Okay, so
My
at this point,
birthday is
you're like,
August 18th.
do you feel that like are you thinking about what you want to do as a job? Are
Yeah.
you like, do you feel there's a lot of pressure on you to decide?
There is a lot of pressure because sometimes people make fun of you, your decisions.
like how so?
They just say you have high hopes and people shoot you down because they think that you're not going to make it.
Okay, yeah. So you think that maybe you're not like, do you find it's your friends who are not very supportive? Do you
No.
think it's school? Do you think it's family?
Like different types of people who don't like you and all that.
Okay.
What do you like doing at school, Cameron?
I like PE, maths, literacy, football, especially.
So you like maths, football. Do you think like they're all as important as each other? Do you think school weights are that important? Hello, guys. Welcome. This is Talkaoke. We're a pop-up talk show. If you guys want to come and chat about anything, come and join us. We started off the night with, is football pointless? We've talked about, do we trust the police?
They disappeared.
At the moment, we haven't got a huge amount of people here, but at the moment, it seems like we don't trust the police. Is that right?
No, not really.
Not really. So there may be like, what are the kind of things that maybe...
And have you heard about the people who have been faking to be police officers to try break into your house? Have you seen the video on Facebook?
You know what? I actually have, because it was round
at the
Tower
end. It was
Hamlet.
pretty funny though.
Because some people might not have heard what happened. So can you explain, like, briefly what happened?
Two
in the video?
people who were faking to be police officers, who people think they were like robbers or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were trying to go into this person's house saying that they have a warrant and all that. And they tried to go in and the people wouldn't let them. So they got kicked out. And while they're walking away, they said, they are not responding. Please, back up, please. And at the end of the video, I just started laughing.
Yeah, so
They're faking to be police officers to break in and steal stuff. So
it's still
what's your
Were
perspective?
they
Justin?
dressed as
Yeah,
they were
they-
uniform,
they had-
uniform, police
they
uniform?
had the vests on and all that, the police vests and
Right,
fake police stuff.
yeah. But
Yeah,
that was round here, was it?
No, it was somewhere near like, well, it was somewhere.
It's in
around-
Tower Hamlets, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like Shadwell, somewhere
mhm.
down there.
Yeah.
It was like central London. I can't remember because they didn't say it in the video.
Yeah, so we've got. So I guess that's another thing is that, if you've got people who pretend to be police officers as well, you've maybe got that distrust as well. But I mean, it takes quite a lot to trust figures of authority. I guess do you guys trust politicians, for example?
Sometimes,
if
but I
so,
don't like
why?
the London mayor, Sadiq Khan. I think he's a terrible mayor.
Why
I think
do
they
you
should
he's
sack
terrible?
him
Okay, so we've got
because
Cameron.
he never does anything about the stabbings and all that. It went up a lot last year. And if it was like someone else, I think it'd go down a lot more. Then what's your perspective, Justin?
Well, it's rather limited in his powers of what he can do about this.
Because I don't think he's even trying to help us. He's
Can
just
you-
doing it for the
What
money.
do you
Can you
feel
explain-
he could do that would help you?
Like
what
do like things to stop like knife crime and all of that,
for
and
what,
bullying against kids. Because he's not really doing anything
Yeah.
about that.
but I mean, if that's quite widespread, and how do you tackle that at school?
You want to get like what's it called? I can't remember the word, but
Yeah.
protest. That's it. They want to
Okay, yeah.
need to protest against it.
And do you think that's something that so you think that actually that's probably quite a good way to start, like,
Yeah.
try and tackle the problem with knife crime, for example, is actually we need to get like a lot more
And
people
like
on the streets
equip
protesting.
police officers with better weapons. Well, talking about what we just talked about them.
Oh, that's quite interesting though. I guess. I mean, Justin, you brought up a good point. You're like, oh, he's actually quite limited in the mayor of London is quite limited in what they can like do with their powers. Like, do you know a bit about why that is?
Well, I just think because it's so wide. I mean, bullying in schools, that's really not something that the mayor can address himself to, can it? That's really for the teachers on a local level. I mean, if it's happening in every school.
But what about when it maybe like escalates to like
Because
not just like
people-
bullying, but
kids
to
are
like
getting-
knife crime, for example?
Because kids are getting bullied so much that they're starting to commit suicide over it, and we don't want that happening, do we?
So it's like so do you think, because we talk a lot about, we often actually on Talkaoke talk about mental health a lot and whether we think, like, is it
ADHD.
important? Are people aware about it? 'Cause I mean, even when I was growing up, it wasn't really that important, but obviously we talk about it a lot more now. So do you feel like it's something that's trickled down into schools? Do you feel like they're trying to support good mental health in schools?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. What kind
Because
of
Do they teach it at school now? Do they talk about it? Because I have no
Yes,
idea
we
how it
have
looks like.
PSHE about talking about mental health and all that type of stuff.
What do they tell you?
They just teach us about it because I've only had one lesson on it so far. That's it. Because we rarely ever do it.
Okay, so it's on the curriculum, that's a positive thing, but you don't know too much about it yet.
No, not really.
No.
Can I change the subject, please, to something that happened a few weeks ago?
Absolutely.
So on the subject about magicians. So the other day,
Okay, yeah, good.
Yeah.
A very spooky thing.
there's that
Magicians
there's
for
that
Halloween.
magic trick where they take the watch off your hand and making it, yeah, and then and it's supposed to be on your wrist again. So a magician done it for me, and he did it, and it isn't actually supposed to break, but he accidentally broke it, and he said that he'd take me and my family out for food, and I get a lasagna, I cut into it, and guess what's in it?
I don't know.
Guess.
Is it the watch?
No, beef and cheese.
Is that is that a joke or did that actually happen?
Joke.
Oh, that was really good. I really sucked into it, and I was like, "This is such a great topic for Talkaoke as well." As like, do people like magicians? Do you want to be a magician?
No.
No, why not?
I'd
It's
rather-
quite cool.
Don't want to waste my life on something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's just like,
But are we talking about people who do tricks or about real magicians or like people?
like
Do you believe in
magicians.
magicians?
Yes.
Do you believe in magic? Do you guys passing over here? We're talking about
Hello.
magicians. Do you think they're?
Do you guys believe in magic?
Do you think being a magician is like a worthwhile job? What do you guys think? You guys can have a sit down if you like. Want to have a chat? Not yet, anyway. Not yet. Hi guys, going into chicken and chips. Do you guys like magic? Do you think being a magician is a worthwhile job? Do you think it's like a good career choice?
Hello?
Do you think being a magician is like a good career choice? Yeah.
I don't. I think it's just wasting your life on
You think
something.
it's wasting your life? But do you think playing football is wasting your life?
No, because you can earn lots of money from it and you can get famous from it.
But you
But
can
like,
become, you can do that.
I'm not
with
talking
doing
about like
being a
Harry
magician.
Houdini and that type of stuff, but like,
But famously, he made a lot of money from.
I swear, what it was like someone like that name was. I swear he also did like drugs and all that though.
I don't know.
Apparently he did cocaine and that type of stuff.
I don't know that like that, actually.
He did die quite a young age. I think in his 50s.
50s.
Yeah,
That's
so
what that
he challenged somebody to punch him in the stomach, and he wasn't quite ready when it happened, and this caused an internal injury for him, which he died of.
Ooh, you seem to know a lot of stuff.
So we got hello over there. Welcome. Come and grab a seat. We're Talkaoke. We're a pop-up talk show. We've been
My guy's wearing
debating.
Crocs.
We've been debating. Oh yeah, so we're talking. Well, we're debating a lot of things. We've been debating about whether becoming a magician is a worthwhile job. We're asking about whether football's worthwhile.
It
We've been
is.
talking about teaching mental health in school. What's your name? Come and introduce yourself. Oh, you come to find your son. Ah, okay. We are here. Yeah, we're here in the evening till about 7. We're here till 7:30. Yeah, come
What's
on,
the time?
join.
What's the time?
We'll be here. Yes, yeah. Till 7:30. Yes, yeah.
Do you know what the time is right
No,
now?
we're here from now until 7:30. We're starting. We just need some people to come and join us. Yeah. Come and. Oh, okay, we're not on tomorrow, but don't worry, don't worry. Come by when you pick up your kid. Come by and come and have a seat for 5 minutes. Oh, there we go. Lara's also doing some promotion as well.
What?
Oh, we got Isaiah. You're back. Isaiah, we've actually run out of conversation. We need you to bring us some new topics
no.
of conversation.
So,
What?
Cameron, what would you like to do when you grow up then?
Footballer.
But that's quite a hard thing. I mean, you have to
I'm
be
pretty-
very
My
good.
dad used to play for a team, so it's not going to be that
But,
hard.
but,
to be
but you
honest.
do have to be
got some
very
role
good
models.
to.
I am pretty good.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got Cameron. Isaiah, what do you want to do when you grow up?
Nothing.
Oh, okay, a photographer and a dancer.
Ooh.
And like, what? Yeah, why those professions? What's exciting about them? Okay, so yeah, so you think it's like I'm good at dancing, I'm good at taking photos, so I'm gonna try and make sure that I make money from it as well. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. And do you think do you find your school support you in wanting to follow like doing photography or following becoming a dancer? Do you find your school, because I mean, do you go to school at the moment? Do you find that school is quite supportive with that? Yeah, brilliant. Okay, that's good. Ooh. Excellent. All right, we've got Superman on the street just there. Hello guys, come and have a go. Come and have a sit down once you've checked it out. Come and we can talk about anything you want. That's the brilliance of Talkaoke. We can talk. It is a pop-up talk show. You can decide. You guys are the VIPs. You can decide what you guys want to chat about. So we talked a little bit about what we want to do when we grow up, for example. I mean, it's probably something that is a bit annoying just to ask the young people around the table. I mean, Justin, what do you have any plans? What do you want to do when you grow up?
Are you secretly a magician?
No, I think I hope that I already have grown up, and I've pretty much come to the end of my working life. Well, at the moment I'm semi-retired, but I work in theatres sometimes as just front of house. When you go into the theatre and people show you to your seat, I do that. Yeah, usher. Yeah.
I can tell it up. So we've got Justin saying, actually, he doesn't want to do something when you grow up because you feel like you've already grown up. You're like coming to the point where you don't want to work anymore.
I hope so.
I hope so. We've got Lara in the back who's been doing a wonderful job on our on all of our tech. Do you feel like you have a job that you want to do when you grow up? Do you want to do a new job that you haven't yet done? There you go. It works. It's on. Don't worry. It's on.
You all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Well, we do a little bingo here on a Tuesday for the old pensioners.
Yeah.
Over 50. So if anyone would like to come, they're welcome.
Brilliant. Okay, so on Tuesdays, bingo here. Where's the venue? Harker.
Yeah, we start at 12 o'clock and we're out by 1 o'clock.
Brilliant. Okay,
Say
so
hello.
you heard it here first. Bingo at Harker on Tuesdays, 1 o'clock. 12 o'clock. I'll finish at 1 o'clock.
Say hello.
Brilliant. Do you want, come and grab a seat? Come and chat to us. Oh, you come and collect people.
This is my little.
Bye.
Hello. What's your name?
Michael.
Michael. And Michael, what are you dressed up as? A ghost. Okay.
Where's he gone?
Who?
Where's Michael gone?
I don't know.
Where's he gone? Do you know where he is?
Oh, you really threw me then.
I'm a ghost.
You're a ghost. So we can't see you. Michael, have you ever? Can you see ghosts? Oh, Dilla. That's all right.
Idiot.
We just got a few people arriving. We've got a few new places at the table. So can we get you guys to introduce yourselves? I'm just going to turn you up. Can you just say your name into the mic, please? Yeah.
My name's Shema.
Shema. Shema, we've got Shema over there. My name's Evie. My name's Lucy. We've got Lucy.
My name's Isra.
What's your name? I forgot your name.
Isra. My name's Evie. We've got over here, we've got
I'm Justin.
Justin, we've got Cameron,
Oh, hello.
we've got Michael, we've got Lara on the mic. And my name's Evie. We've got Rick in the background as well. So guys, welcome to Spookaoke. It's a pop-up talk show. You guys are our VIP guests tonight.
Evie.
And we've been discussing about loads of things, but at the moment we're discussing what do you want to do when you grow up, and can you change your job later on in life, maybe? Maybe let's start off with, what do you guys want to do when you grow up?
I want to be a primary teacher.
Primary teacher, brilliant. Why? What makes you want to become a primary teacher?
Sorry?
What makes you want to become a primary school teacher?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. How about yourself?
I want to be a doctor.
A doctor. Oh, okay, brilliant. And you know why? How do we got also Lucy. I said, what do we want to be by right? That's all right, Cameron. Hello, and we've got Isaiah. Is that right? Isaiah. That's all right. You're gonna have to share the mics now, but that's all right. You're right there. Don't worry, Isaiah. Brilliant. And we've got over here, we've also got another new face at the table. This is brilliant. What's your name?
I'm Ben.
You're Ben. Brilliant. All right, guys. So we've been talking tonight. We started off with football's pointless. We talked about what we want to do when we're going to grow up. Lucy, you've got a point.
I've got a contribution. So when we left school, like in our primary school, we had a yearbook and we had to write. Everyone had to write what they wanted to do when they grew up. So that's I feel like I can say that. And it was I couldn't decide, but I wanted to be an actress or an animal rescuer, which ultimately I feel like I'm not the furthest. I think previous jobs haven't been far from that.
Oh, okay.
Ultimately,
so
I just really like animals.
Oh, you really like
That's
animals, so you're like, right, I'm gonna be an animal rescuer.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So do you really like doing surgery, which is why you want to be a doctor? Maybe not yet. Maybe it's not quite safe. Welcome, guys. Come and grab a chair at the table if you fancy it. Do your box first, then come out. So we were talking at the beginning. We were talking about is playing sport dangerous? Maybe is it a risk for people? We're talking about, do you celebrate Halloween? Do you think it's worth celebrating? Do you think it's a bit rubbish? Would you go trick or treating? But these are just the topics we talked about tonight, guys. We can talk about anything you like. So we've got anything else. We can talk about what's happened in the news as well. Cameron, you've got a point you'd like to make.
Can we talk about where we're from?
We can if you want to. If you want to talk about where you're from. I'm from outside London, in Surrey.
Where? How is that?
So don't know that. So
no.
Maybe we need to
I'm not good at geography.
Not good at geography. Is that? Do you think that's the fault of your school?
No, I just don't enjoy it.
Oh, okay. So you don't enjoy it.
Ultimately,
what you were saying earlier is you do have a question.
I think that education is cool because if you want to graduate and get into college, I think that you should learn everything, even if what they're teaching you at school is not good. I think that you should still study at home or study with your parents, because education is literally everything. It's a part of your life, and I think that you should really learn at my school. I told my mom how I'm really bad at maths and geography and English, because everything is really hard in secondary school for me now. So but my mom says that education is important, and that if I don't know how to do it, that I should study, instead of playing games on my phone and hanging out with my friends, that I should study and work hard. Instead of me working at school, I just talk to my friends because I don't know what to do, and I'm scared that I get everything wrong. So my mom's not everyone's perfect, and instead of just talking to your friends, just tell the teacher that you can't do it, so you can get help.
Okay, so it sounds there's quite a few things to unpack there, which I think you made some really good points as well. So you've got, I'll just turn that one down. No, don't worry. So we got that, education is super important. That actually is the number one thing that you want to focus on to get on in life. But you've also got there's a bit of stress on there as well. You're a bit worried about getting things wrong. Why do you think people get worried about getting stuff wrong? Do you think it's because of school? Do you think it's because you've got a hand up over here?
Maybe to get a good job when you're older.
Get a good job when you're older. Yeah. So there's a lot of pressure quite early on. Justin, did you also have something you wanted to say on that?
Well, I could say this. You're talking about getting things wrong. What I would say to you is sometimes you get things wrong and you actually learn by getting things wrong. Someone can tell you the right answer. Unless you make a mistake and learn from your mistakes, sometimes that is the best way to learn. That's what I've found anyway.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, so we've got, so I was saying maybe when she's at school, she's a bit worried about getting things wrong, but we've got Justin over here saying, actually, you know what? It's a bit worth it because you can learn something from it. Have you got a response to that? Come on in. That's all right, go on. That was not.
Isra. Like what Isra said, what did you say again?
So you can get a good job when you grow older and get lots of money.
Why people don't want to get things wrong is because they before I used to get scared that people won't like me if I get stuff wrong, and they would just call me dumb, not smart. So some people, instead of actually trying to do something, they pretend as if they know it, and instead of actually doing it, they're just like talking and saying how they actually know it, and like just copying of people without them knowing. So I think that you should actually like try and learn and like study instead of like just like trying to pretend as if you're all that and like as if you're perfect, even though you know that nobody's perfect in the world. Like Einstein, he's not perfect. The first guy that went on the moon, he's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Like even singers, they forget the lyrics when they're like doing concerts. So nobody's perfect.
Okay, brilliant. That's a really good point. So
I feel like that's so inspirational. I feel like I would like you to talk to me every morning and tell me that, because I think I just get like, sometimes I get really stressed that I'm not saying the right thing and I'm not doing the right thing, but like I feel like really you just mean like nobody's perfect. I'm like, yeah, right.
Instead of saying like things wrong, like if you like get things wrong, because sometimes I stutter and like I say things wrong or I can't pronounce it properly, I do get scared, but instead of getting scared, I just ask the person or teacher how to say this word properly, like extracurriculum. I didn't know how to say that before, and I was like extracurriculum. How do you say it? And like people were like still saying it's this is how you say it, and I was like, I don't know how to say it. It's really hard. Like because of COVID-19, like I missed like 4 months of school, and like I used to be so good at loads of stuff. Now, like, it's just like wiped away from my memory.
I'm going to run with that thought because I think that's a really good point. Because we were talking about here about maybe there's quite a lot of pressure to be good at everything.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about there's a pressure at the moment, I think, to like, we were talking about, it might be pressure at school, but it sounded like Lucy brought up, it's also a bit of a pressure at work that we have to be perfect things all the time. Just to,
no one's perfect.
Know that you're keen to come and introduce yourself. Do you want to go and just say your name into that mic over there? Don't want to say your name.
Anonymous.
That's all right. Do you want to just say hello? No, that's all right. Well, if anything interests you and you want to come and say a point, it's an open forum, guys. So just come and
just remember that no one's perfect.
But I do want to. I'm just going to point to that camera. So I just want to open up a question to the floor. Is, you know, did you find that obviously a lot of people went into lockdowns, you can go to school. Did you guys find that then that school, there was a lot more pressure on school, there's a lot more pressure on work maybe? Yeah, I'll go to Isaiah and then Cameron.
Thank you. They gave us like homework, like they gave me 60 sheets of homework. Wow. And like I was like, how do we do this? They never taught us this. And I was like, how are we supposed to learn this if they're not going to teach us this? They're just like giving us homework, not telling us what to do. So instead of taking us out of school because of COVID, I think that the people who get COVID should just like not come to school, and like that class should just stay out of school for like 2 weeks. Like they made like the whole school, like whole lot of schools around the whole world, like literally miss school. Like they're messing with our education, and like if we want to learn stuff and like get good at stuff, I don't think that they should have made us leave school and like literally give us homework and like stuff that we haven't learned yet.
I'm going to pause you there because we've got a final thought, I think, here, because you have to go. So give us your final thought before you go.
You know what you said when they stop school, they do school on Zoom online classes, so you still get an education.
And how did you find that as like compared to the normal school?
It's a bit hard because you have to like internet and stuff like that, connection.
Yeah.
It was a bit hard, but at least you still get an education.
And do you guys need to head off?
Yeah.
So before you guys go, do you want to give us like a new topic of conversation? Like it can be a debate, an argument that we can have to bring us a new topic that we can talk about on the table. It can be anything you like. As your final thought.
Lucia. Yes, all day long. Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this? What are we doing? What
Right,
what
turn
is
it off, go on strike. No one don't go to work for one day.
Oh,
one day.
Why are we striking?
8 million in London alone. They're killing us, working class people, and we're suffering it. Don't go to work for one day. I've worked NHS 15 years for what? To be paid £9 an hour.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like this. So,
right, let's go. Let's start. Let's go. Come on.
No one goes to work tomorrow.
I did say it starts from here. Why is he looking behind his head? You're looking at me, you're looking at me, you're looking at me. I'm talking about everyone.
Yeah.
So stand up.
Oh,
let's go.
Right now. I might be. I want to do this. What's your name? There we go. Well, I don't know what you're coming back.
Some alcohol.
Perfect. Well, we've been left with quite a good debate to the table, and it's quite interesting. So at the moment, I think there's maybe I think we can agree.
What about the power of striking?
Oh, the power of striking, exactly. Yeah. Before we do that, I just want to get a quick round of names. We've got some new people on the table. So can we just get yourself? We've got Lucy over here. Well, we got. Can you guys introduce yourself? What are your names?
She wants something.
Yeah. Come on.
My name is Sarah.
Sarah. We got Sarah. We got Obed. We've got Justin over here. Cameron. We've got Isaiah. I'm so sorry. Isaiah. Oh, Kizaya. I'm so sorry. So Kizaya with a K. Yeah, it's annoying though. Thank you for letting me know how to pronounce it correctly. So we've got, and you want to be nameless at the moment. Yeah, that's all right. So we had a good conversation, which was what would happen, you know, if we want to have something, if we want to change like our politics, we want to get something done, everyone should just not go to work for a day. So that means you guys
no, because then the economy would go down a lot.
So yeah, do you think that's a good idea or not?
No, the economy would go down bears and the country would just be crap.
So you think that wouldn't be very good? Yeah, because you've got a point as well. And if you guys got a response to this, I'll come to you guys next. So we've got a point. Do you think everyone should just stop going to work for the day to see what happens?
Yeah, like people should get a break off because like there's like loads of people doing like so much work, and like the managers and like the people who owns the job, they actually don't know that people actually work really hard, and like people really need a break. Like they go work around 2 a.m, come back at 8 o'clock, then they have to do the same thing over and over again. So I think that literally loads of people should get like a break off. Like they have kids as well. Like if they have kids and like the kids have to go to school, who's gonna watch them? Because they like woman or no woman, dads, like they can't be getting babysitters, wasting their money for babysitters because like they like, I know they need money for food, electricity, and clothes for their kids. But, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they should still have a break off, even if they don't like want to do the job. I still think that the person should give them like a week or 2 days off. Like my auntie, she works as a prisoner, like a guard prisoner, and like she works like 24/7. Like she works at 7 a.m. and she finishes at 9 o'clock in the afternoon. So like she has to work every single day. And like when I want to go sleep over her house, like I can't because she like works every single day and she doesn't even get to like have a break.
Wow. Okay, so that is a really good point. So like, you know, there's actually, she might be one of the people who's really good that if she just didn't go to work, she could actually maybe try and get her voice heard. Maybe she couldn't because maybe she could be sacked. I don't know.
And parents, they work as doctors, a lot of stuff like vets. What if they want to have free time with their friends or family?
Yeah, okay. So like there's a few things going on. Like, do we have enough free time? If we want to like maybe get something done, like maybe we want the NHS to be funded more.
Yeah, but you have the weekend.
I want to hear from this side of the table a little bit. Like what are our thoughts over here?
I think that people, they should get a break. Yeah, because so many people have like family and like people that they have to see that they miss or something. But then I feel like children should still go to school, but like the adults should have a rest because they probably work more longer than the children like go to school, because we only go to school for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then the parents can be like alone and they can do what they want and they don't have to care about like taking care of the children. And even though you need money, like when you have a job, even though you're going to get paid, you should still have a break, because even if you work 24/7, then you might get like stressed and stuff. And then like, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's a really good point there. So I guess like, you know, it sounds like a bit like, because I was saying as well that actually maybe we get, you know, some people get like the kind of weekend off. Some people don't really. They might just get 1 day a week off. They might not get any days a week off. Do you think we have enough time off as like a society? Maybe we've got some of the adults as well to give their perspective. Like, what do you think about this debate? Striking to go to work? Do we have enough time off? Do people need a bit more free time?
I think when I was thinking of the striking, I was thinking of the stuff that's happening at the moment, which is all the stuff to do with the climate. But in terms of me having enough time off, I feel like I'm currently in a workplace where I have time off. They will give me the time off, but there's such a large amount to do that like there isn't feasibly time to take it. So yeah, but I think I'm probably I have worked on different contracts where you don't have free time to take off. And if you take the time off, or if you take sick leave, you don't get paid for it. So I am in a place where I'm lucky enough to be paid to have my time off. But at the moment, I don't work in a very good working culture.
Okay, so yeah, maybe there's not too much stuff to do. Guys walking to the chicken shop, do you guys think you have enough time off? Yeah, not sure. They're like, I'm too busy having my time off. We've got some people also joining here as well. Welcome everyone. We're our Talkaoke. We're a pop-up talk show. Before you guys go, leave us with a final thought on what we talked about today.
I think that people should get a break because people work like all the time, and if you work all the time, you could be stressed about everything, and there's like stuff you want to do, stuff you want to see, places you want to go and stuff.
So get enough sleep, because they're saying, so there's a lot of this kind of stuff going on about mental health, about
but what about the weekend? You got the weekend off, 2 days.
Okay, yeah, so Cameron has
sometimes
something else.
Some people do.
It's a good point. So Cameron's saying, we're debating at the moment, do we have enough time off? Cameron's saying, actually, we have enough time off. We've got the weekend.
Not for the kids, though.
This man over here looks like he's maybe working right now. Do you want to come and do you get enough time off? What's your name, first of all?
Hello.
I'm Daniel.
Daniel.
Hello,
Daniel, we talk about, do you feel you get enough time off from your work?
No.
No. Yeah.
How long do you get off?
So I work a lot in the community, so I deal with residents quite a lot, as well as different states.
And so you work for Harker?
Yes, I work for Harker. As part of the service that I give, I'm pretty much on call all the time.
You're on call all the time. Okay, and then how does that affect you? Because we're talking about, because I over here was saying her aunt is kind of on call all the time as well. It can be. How does that affect your mental health?
I think it's hard with the kids, to be honest. So my little boy even today is like, you're always at work. You know, I need you to be with me more. So it's probably going to tell me off for this, being here because I'm at work in a Halloween Spooks event.
Well,
and my hair's been painted green as well. So it's probably going to tell me off that I'm having fun at work without him coming along.
Well, we were talking about earlier, a lady they said that actually what we need to do if we get all a bit sick of, you know, maybe our working conditions, maybe like the state of the government that we don't agree with at the moment, that everyone in the UK should all just stop working for a day and see what happens. What do you think?
I agree. I think that's brilliant, to be honest.
Popular.
I know I'm saying that as part of Parker, but I actually think, because I'm here for the community. So I'm literally about community empowerment. So that's exactly what I would agree with as well, to see what would happen. Yeah, so if we could do it to get the 4-day working week, brilliant.
Oh, okay, yeah, so the 4-day working week. Maybe for Justin, you're looking sort of quite pensive over there. Have you got any thoughts about this? What could be the start of a revolution, I think?
Well, we did actually have a 3-day week. You were too young to remember this, but in the early 70s, I just vaguely remember it, and it was pretty chaotic. Things didn't work. We had to have candles. There was no electricity. It wasn't such a good idea. It sounded like a good idea, but in practice, it wasn't such a good idea. 3-day week.
Can you explain a bit about why was there suddenly a 3-day week going on? Like what?
Well, in this 1970s, the unions were very strong, far too strong, and they negotiated this, and it really was chaotic.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay, so we kind of. What we've got Justin saying is actually sometimes we might have tried a bit of a shorter working week before, and actually it was a bit chaotic. It was a bit difficult. Has anyone got Ben? You look like
I
you
was
might
going
have
to bring up
to it.
Sunday trading hours.
What is that?
Oh yeah, can you explain what are
Shops.
Sunday trading hours?
The shops have to close early on a Sunday. I don't know what the rules are exactly.
9.
Big shops have to
No,
close at
this guy
5.
just being like, no rules, he's just gone off.
It's
But
something
anyway.
like if you're a big shop, you can only be open for 5 hours, and you've got to choose. So you could be open 11 till 4 or 12 till 5, I think.
Yeah.
But little shops can open all the time.
But little shops, guys, we're talking about, shops are only open for a little bit on the Sunday. What is that about? Do you agree with it? Do you think it should be changed? What's going on? Good question. And tell us what your names are.
My name's David.
David.
Archie.
And what have you? So we've been talking a bit just to kind of get you up to speed. We've been talking about the 4-day working week, whether people have enough time off. Maybe we should all not enough. Okay, why? Yeah, why do you feel like you haven't got enough time off?
Well, I just finished work. I'm working from home, and it just feels like I'm always working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Cameron over here wants to know what your job is.
I work for Vodafone as an account manager.
Do you? You're a very good person. You helped me the other day. Not you personally, but I got very good customer service.
That's good. That's good to hear.
I'm not being paid.
That's good to hear.
Okay, but you're saying David here is saying actually that although he's working from home now, he's working even more, and actually it's a bit miserable.
Yeah, so that's why they should reduce the work hours.
Yeah,
You don't get to go outside more.
Cameron, you've got a point you want to make about working from home.
Because in your work environment, you see different things every day, and you see people who you know. But in home, you're just isolated by yourself.
Okay,
That's
so
a great point.
you know already that you are not going
Big
to be
brain.
someone who want to work from home.
IQ 9000.
So you're definitely anti-working from home.
My mum works from
like
home.
working from home.
My mum works from home and she likes it because when she's at work, she doesn't have to listen to people talking all the time, and she can concentrate more, and she
Okay,
can
yeah.
just chill and watch TV at the same time.
Okay, so concentrating more, but also potentially watching TV at the same time.
El correcto.
Yeah. Okay, so we got that.
I
Lucy
was
over here, you got a point.
going to go back to the Sunday thing. I get really frustrated that the shops close at like 5 p.m. every Sunday. I feel like I'm getting into my groove on Sunday at 4:30, and then everything starts to shut.
That's a good point, because you have a lane on Sunday, don't you? So you want to start the day as you please, not have to like rush it.
Yeah, you have a good time on Saturday, which means that you don't get a good time on Sunday.
Okay, so it's kind of maybe working against working people at the moment. If you work a 9 to 5 job, you can't really then do all your chores on a Sunday.
Yes, exactly.
Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
Cool then.
But then
Okay, Ben.
people who serve you in those shops have to spend their Sunday evenings working when they might get them off.
Okay, so
Maybe they could be with their family.
where are we going to go with this conversation, guys? Like, what do you think the solution? Do you think there is a solution?
Yes.
Yes, Cameron. What is the solution?
Work longer hours on the weekdays and then just on the weekend close.
Oh, so you want us to work longer hours on the weekend?
No, only shop people. Because
only shop people. Do you think the shop people would
really that
agree?
important, is it?
Do you think the shop people would agree?
Probably not.
Probably
They'd
not.
probably be
Okay,
chasing
so
it down
we're
the
a bit
street right
stuck here, aren't we?
Yeah, because people have different opinions. And it's a
Okay.
debate show, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is a debate show. You absolutely correct there. So we need to have some differing opinions. So we've had working from home. We've had shop hours. We've got I don't know where else we're going to go from there. Maybe a bit of mental health we talked about as well. Maybe feeling like we haven't got enough time off. George, I'm curious about. Oh no, we've got. Oh, Justin, I'll go here first.
No, I was just going to say the reason for the Sunday early closing on Sunday. I mean, originally the shops didn't open at all on Sundays. Sunday was kept special. People went to church, and there was a feeling that if you're shopping every day, there isn't a special day, a day of rest. I think it's. I agree that sometimes you want to get to Tesco and you're trying to get there before 5. But then again, isn't it nice that people are spending time with their families on at least one day of the week and having a meal together, perhaps? And Sunday is being kept special to a certain extent, isn't it?
I agree. I think if you let everyone, if there are no rules and you let everyone do what they want all the time, then everyone goes shopping all the time. And ultimately, does shopping make you happy? Maybe sometimes. But you kind of look back in what are the things you actually that really are important and mean things? It's probably not shopping. It's probably more, family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
So you look back in 10 years' time, what did I do with my Sundays? You're not going to remember that you went shopping. You might remember that you went for a nice walk with your family.
Ooh. Okay, so we think maybe actually we should keep these like shorter Sunday hours. Can we just all need that? Maybe that can be that one day of rest that we kind of feel like we're all kind of lacking at the moment. I'm curious, George, we haven't heard from you at the moment. Have you got any thoughts on this? Archie, I'm so sorry. I don't know where I got George from. I said, oh. So you obviously look like a George. I don't know what that means. Archie, what have you got any thoughts apart from being consistently called George? Yeah?
What's your job? What's your job?
Okay,
what football team do you support?
It's difficult. We actually started, but people who weren't here, we actually started talking about Chelsea. We were kind of talking at the beginning about like people get quite angry about football because you got a bit annoyed at football because you're like everyone gets so angry at it. Like you're a bit sick of it. You're like it's a good game, but everyone gets annoyed at it.
A good sport.
Cameron was disagreed with that. We had a few people talk about being passionate as well. Just to keep you up to speed with that as well. So it is interesting that football has come up and it keeps coming up as quite a divisive topic on the table.
Can I quickly say something?
Oh yeah, of course. Yes, please.
So, like I said about football, it is trash a bit. Because, wait, can I talk?
Hey, it's a debate show. Everyone gets their time on the mic.
It's my opinion. It is fun, cool, but at the same time dangerous because people get hurt, and I don't think that it's really nice for people to get hurt because I've seen like loads of people. When I watched the football match last time, I saw a lot of people falling on the ground just because of this game. Like, it's a really cool sport, but it's a bit dangerous. It's just like it's like when you're in the ocean and you don't know how to swim, or like when you get stung by jellyfish. It's like
there's some unexpected fears there. Do people at the table agree? Like, do you think it's like Is it dangerous? Is it the most dangerous sport? Is
Can
it
I say
something else
something?
to think
Please,
about?
please.
I'm going to go to Lucy and then I'm going to go to you, Cameron. Lucy first.
So in terms of two things on the football thing, I think people look at loads of head injuries, especially in a lot of sports. I think concussions are spoken enough about in high level sport. The next thing is that also I think football players, I think you might have been taking them at face value, and I think they're very dramatic. I think they fall, and that's what irritates me about footballers is they just like take it down and down and down.
Okay, so Lucy's point is like maybe it's actually not that dangerous, but people are kind of playing up to the crowd. Cameron, you had a point you were desperate to make.
My mic's off.
Your mic's off. I'm going to turn you up. Don't worry.
Keep turning my mic off. Coming back to that, Lisa, pretty sure. I can't remember.
Close,
I have terrible memory. The person who you're talking about over there, well, with the head injury, better check. And the other person, who you're talking about diving, Neymar Jr. And then coming back, I forgot his name, Kazaya. She was saying that people get hurt. I think she's kind of talking about Christian Eriksen when he collapsed on the pitch the other week and had to go to hospital. So
yeah, you've got quite a lot of examples.
But it's because he had a heart problem, pretty sure.
Getting hurt. So yeah, maybe the answer is we just don't do any sport at all.
No, never.
No. Okay, so you're quite passionate about this.
Football's life.
Maybe because you want to make a point. Anyone else who's got any point about sport? Maybe or a new topic you want to throw into the conversation as well. We've got to hand it over. We've got to hand it over, or I'll cut you off.
Basketball.
Basketball, yes.
I play basketball as well, but all of them are dangerous. Netball, basketball, football, everything is like, even tennis, like every sport, some of them are really dangerous. Even swimming, like there's like a lot of people who tries to swim sometimes and they like end up drowning. Like basketball, when they're trying to like make in the hoop, they just like hurt each other, and like I don't think it's really like cool. Like I play basketball, I'm like really good at it. That's why I play netball as well, because it's like the same thing as basketball. Like I'm really good. But when I see all these basketball matches and I see a lot of teams playing against each other, and I see like some boys in front of the person who like tries to do a dunk, like he dropped on the on that person, and like it's just like really sad because like they hurt themselves. And I don't like when people get hurt. And like when I was walking home from my school, because I live in Wood Green, I saw this person getting like hit by a motorcycle. And
by motorcycle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't
so maybe
like it.
Yeah, moving away from sport there. So I guess like what are the solutions? Like at the moment it's like maybe there's quite a lot of danger in a lot of sports out there. Has anyone got any solutions for a sport that maybe I could do which maybe is a little bit less
safety barriers?
What was that? Safety barriers
and safety precautions. That's the word.
Okay. Lucy has a question. Thank you very much. I'm going to turn over to Lucy over here.
So I think every sport is dangerous, but I think you have to take the necessary precautions. Like if you know what you're doing, I don't think you should like do anything, and you should be sensible when you're doing a sport. But I think there's loads of health benefits to playing sport, and like you feel really good. You get like a rush of endorphins. But like I think you need to like make sure that like if you're going mountain biking, for instance, you wear a helmet and you wear you like there is silly ways to do sport and you're like asking to get seriously hurt, or there are ways to do it safely and like to look out for each other. So I think you can focus on quite negative things, and often at the media like might blow it up like, oh, this everything is, but if you do stuff like safely, I think you can still get the joy.
Okay, so Lucy's like the benefits of doing sport outweigh the kind of maybe there's some of the risks, so you just have to kind of be prepped for it. Justin's got a point over here, and I'll go to you, Cameron.
Yeah, there is quite a safe sport, and that is chess. Don't laugh. Apparently, chess is becoming very popular at the moment because there was a program on Netflix called The Queen's Gambit. I haven't actually seen it, but this is about chess, and it was... Oh, is it? Okay, well, apparently, because of the popularity of this show, there's been lots of people playing chess in schools, and yeah, some posh.
Oh, okay. So there's a few. I think there's a few things here that we can unpack. So first of all, we've got Justin saying actually chess is a sport. Do we agree? Disagree? And then Cameron has also got the opinions that maybe chess is a bit posh. I'm going to go before I go to you, Cameron. I'm going to David and Archie. Have you got any points?
That they both conscious role and school teachers good values, especially for kids.
Brilliant. The more sport, the merrier. It brings a lot of value. Cameron, you want to say something? You said something a bit about like actually chess is a bit posh. There you go.
And there is another sport that is combined with chess, and it's like something called like boxing chess or something like that.
Yeah,
and there's a timer on it.
I've seen this.
Yeah,
what is chess boxing?
So you make
chess boxing is you basically have to do 30 seconds of chess and then a 2-minute round of boxing.
And whoever gets knocked out first
and the winner is the person who either knocks the other person out or checkmates them, whichever happens first.
So, Cameron,
it is amazing.
I'd love to do that sport.
So you want to play chess boxing, but you wouldn't want to play chess
because I could be posh and I could be a London person.
But so why is chess posh?
Because posh people play it. That's why. And because you never see people from the hood coming down here. Oh yes, let's play chess.
Okay. So, Kazai, you want to maybe have a point to that? You're gonna have to hand over the mic, Cameron.
Hello.
Yeah.
So I do clubs at my school, but Monday there's not really like clubs. So like Tuesday to Friday. Tuesday I do dance. Wednesday I do football, girls football. Thursday I do netball, and Friday I do football with girls and boys. But netball and football is
not a fan of either.
Like when I did netball, like because you have to run through the course, it's like throw to you. You have to find someone to throw to you. I literally slipped. I scraped my leg. So like but rocky. It's literally.
So it's like there's still a bit too much danger there for you. So would you be interested then, as Justin said, to play chess?
No, I don't like chess.
Why?
Chess is nerdy, and I don't like chess.
Well, why is it nerdy though? Because I mean, there seems to be quite a lot of people seem to be anti-chess on this table. That's what I'm getting right now.
Or they just do this. It's like
Yeah, would you be interested in chess boxing then? You know, at the moment you think it's nerdy, so because it's a bit slow, it's quite nerdy. That's what you're thinking.
But sports is good. Like it helps you lose weight a bit, and like it's still science. It's everything is science. Like rock climbing is science, archery is science, literally everything. Like when I went to Bradwell for a school trip, like outside London, I was so scared because there was pirates. You know those pirates? Like they're here.
Like ones where you're standing in a tree.
No, it's like those ones. Like it's like obstacles, like all the way to there.
Okay, yeah.
I got scared because like I have a fear of heights, and even though it was still like a sport, I was looking down and I was so scared because it was like every people, like all the people, they look like tiny you know, Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yes, I do.
They look like they look like Alvin and the Chipmunks, and I was like,
the movie about the chipmunks.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying like you've done.
Can I say something?
Still
I sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
You like Alvin and the
I
Chipmunks?
sound like them.
I can't give my opinion so in the middle, but you know, I'm good. I'm so kind of. I want to know why chess has got such a mixed
because
reception here. Like, has anyone else got any other opinions? Cameron,
because you have to have a good mindset and be smart enough to play it, so you know how the next move and all that is, and how the other person's gonna play their piece, and you have to use your mind.
Yeah. Okay, so you're like, and is that like a bad thing or a good thing about chess? Maybe Ben, you've got a response that you want to give to them.
So my thank you, Cameron. My cousin's really good at chess, like really, really good. He knows a lot of the moves off by heart. He doesn't even have to think about them. He just knows them. But there's a sort of idea that people who are good at chess are really clever. He disagrees and says, actually, you can be really good at chess and not very intelligent, because it's really just, a lot of it is like being clever in a very, very particular way, where you know the moves that you need to make. But you might not be good at anything else or clever in any other way at all. So I think it's a myth that people who are good at chess are clever. Though my cousin is also quite clever.
We've got some nods over here from David. Would you agree?
They think you need to be smart and intelligent. So hence why you'd go to an easier game like checkers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or dominoes. Dominoes is a great game.
Well, it's also a game, yeah. So, but I think that's a good point you made. That actually, it's almost got like this. The chess has got this reputation that you have to be really smart to play it. So it kind of maybe puts people off. Keziah, I'm going to go to you next to the mic. And actually, whilst you do that, keep making your point. But there's going to be a very clever and intelligent switch of the Talkaoke host whilst you do it. But make your point whilst you do.
I need to hurry up because I've only got 18 minutes.
Oh, brilliant.
So
okay,
I
yeah.
have to be inside the house at 7 o'clock. But got chess and dominoes. Chess, does anyone know the game Warewoolf? Yes, it's like school. You can touch it. So the fact Warewoolf, it has all the different type of games on it. It has like it has jailbreak. Like it's like a police game, like a police and prisoner game, and there's like loads of stuff on it. And I saw this chess game on Roblox because it has like different type of games on it, and I was like, "Ooh, let me just try it." So then when I tried it, I was like, "How do I even play this? It's like so hard." Because like sometimes where you want to like put it to defeat your opponent, I'm like, I can't play there. It's not letting me go there. I'm like, it's really annoying because I just don't like it. It's like really hard. But chess, but dominoes, I haven't really played it before, but I've tried it, and I've done that stacking one where like you stack them like that, and then you just like flick it and it goes all the way like that. No, that's not Jenga. Jenga is the one where you like pull it out and you like pull it up. But you know those ones that they stack like that? Yeah, that's the one I've done, but I don't like that as well because it's stressful, and like when you just like put it down, it all knocks over, and it's just like really annoying.
The one that you can build up, and then I've seen like really what ones that like loads of things knock into each other. You build a really long one. All right, so that's we're talking about the type of games that we like. I am Lucy. Hello, everyone. Hi, Lucy. Seamless crossover.
I listened to her. Well, she lives on the other side, like she lives like on the other side. And usually I have to beg my mom. I'm like, "Mommy, please can I go outside? I want to play with my friends." Because like you don't even let me go outside. And like, what's the point?
All you want to do is play with Lucy.
Yeah, like what's the point of not Saturday, like on Saturday, what's the point of just staying inside the house doing nothing, just like watching stuff on my phone? I'm like, "Mummy, what's the point? Like, there's literally nothing."
So what is the point of Saturdays? Maybe that's the next question, is what should we be doing with our Saturdays?
Instead of like just watching on my phone, playing games on my phone, I asked my mum if I could go outside because my mum, she one time around like August the 19th, I think so, somebody broke into my mum's castle, and she's like, "I don't like this neighborhood. It's really scary." Because like before I used to do you know where Lordship Plain is? Near Bruce Grove.
We do know it. as a collective, we don't.
I used to live there, and like my mum used to get like no, not my mum. It was only a 2-bedroom, so I had to share with my brothers, and it was really annoying. So we moved to Wood Green because they had a 3-bedroom, but we didn't like it. Like, you know those things that you put toilet rolls in, like that thing there, they put it in. Yeah. They fell off. The cupboard it fell off.
Yeah, what is an indicator of somewhere that you don't want to be? Is the toilet roll holder ultimately? Like, is that if you go? I always like. What about if you go to a restaurant and like, is the toilet roll holder the test? Like, this is a good restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
What do we think good indicators of like a good place to be is? You think toilet roll holder? Evie.
I was going to go back to actually your hello. I can now give my opinion. Thank you to Lucy for joining in, because I can now tell you all the things I've been having to sit on and not talk about. I was interested to talk about your Saturdays. I used to remember when I was growing up, you know, Saturdays would be like when you could like go swimming or like do sport. And now that I'm an adult, Saturdays is the day that I do like housework, you know, like I clean and stuff like that. And it's like, I just lost all this free time.
like my brother, they come in my room. I'm so annoyed because like if I'm in my own room watching TV or doing my homework, all I just hear is footsteps, and I'm like, get out of my room. I want to like have peace and quiet to myself. And then literally, do you know the mass compost? Like it has all this stuff in it.
What?
The mass compost. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like
oh, like the
yeah. And it's like like shaped as like
yeah.
But I literally left it on my first time, and they literally dropped it and everything fell out, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I literally like stomped to my mum and was like, Mummy, he told them to stop coming in my room. It's really annoying. So then like last Sunday, my brothers came in my room and I was like, oh my gosh. Because my mum was talking to her dad, I was just like waiting. And then my brother, he literally kept taking pictures of me. And it was like, I think it was funny. And I was like,
so really, we need ways to be able to say that we need our own space. So do any adults have recommendations? I think as adults, we're all actually having to live with other adults. Maybe when we want to be living on our own, we all live in London, and ultimately it's very expensive to live on your own. So how do we make, go on, quick, okay, you start with the first recommendation of how to tell people you want your own space.
I don't have a lock on my door. Like, there's only, you know those fire locks where it's like that, and you like just like spin it to lock the door. Yeah, I've only got that but outside. But
so your recommendation?
Get a good lock.
To get a lock. So I call my grandma who lives upstairs right there. I'm like, Grandma, do you think that you can just like tell my mum to get me a lock? So on Saturday, when he kept taking pictures of me, I went in my room, called my grandma, I was like, hello, Nana, can I come to your house, please? Because I need my own space, and like my brothers keep annoying me. So then Monday she picked me up, and I'm staying here till Saturday.
So that's it. You phone a friend. So you phone a friend, get out of there. Any other recommendations? What if you don't have the privilege of being able?
I had an older brother and a younger sister growing up. I was a middle child, and I never got any space to myself. So in the house, there was always someone else. I shared a room with my brother. He was always there. My sister would be coming in and annoying me all the time, and all I wanted was the room to myself. But now, you know, I've got my own room. My siblings aren't there to annoy me, and I actually miss them a bit. And I sometimes think it would be nice to have some company. So what I'm saying is, one day you might actually want your siblings to be around. I couldn't imagine that when I was younger. I just wanted
so ultimately
space.
Value people while you have them around, because then you might actually want them around. So remind me of your name. I wanted to do a redo of names because I'm also appalling. So we're going to just do a sweep, and then you've had your hand up for a very long time. So Evie. Ben.
Justin.
Cameron. Yes. Keziah.
David.
Yeah. Archie. David, Archie. Right, okay. Justin.
No, I was just going to ask you, Keziah, do your brothers not knock before they come into your room? Well, you need to tell them that it's polite manners to knock before you enter a lady's bedroom. And you,
That's for my brother. He was like this, and he just opened my door, and I was like, "Get out!" And I was like to my mom, "Can you tell him because like he can't just open my door. Like he has his own room. It's not just opening the door. You knock on the door until the person has to come in. It's just that. If you just open the door, that's being disrespectful, and you're not showing manners."
So Justin has a recommendation that we set polite rules around knocking on doors. That's the words of wisdom. How about over here with names I have just again forgotten? Remind me one more time.
David.
Archie. David and Archie. Do you live with each other?
We used to do that.
Fabulous. How did you coexist? You don't anymore. So was that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's fine. Obviously, we all had our own rooms and stuff.
Still have to share certain spaces though.
No, we didn't. No, well,
only the kitchen.
Yeah, kitchen.
Really, only the
Wow.
kitchen.
And so, do you have any?
have
Just again forgotten. Remind me one more time. I just heard myself.
It's a ghost.
It's like it's being replayed at me that I forget people's names. Yeah, David and Archie. I was going to say, do you have recommendations for living well with other people?
I don't know. The only recommendation I can think of is you gotta have like your own activities that you do to occupy your own time.
Yeah.
And when it's that, when you've got something to occupy your own time other than work,
yeah.
You don't really get in other people's ways. I don't really
keep yourself busy.
We never even had any kind of altercation or any kind of
So
issue.
you're basically-
And we lived together for 2 years. Yeah. So yeah, it was fine. But I'm used to I grew up in a house with 2 older brothers, so I'm kind of used to knowing how to organize my space and
interesting.
How to not be irritated kind of
So
thing.
really, what you're saying is to those who have siblings and are getting used to living with lots of people, it is gonna be good lessons learned on how to stay calm.
You're
and
gonna
deal with
meet
people.
way more annoying people than your brothers in life. So just get used to that, and I'm right. I'm telling you. I'm telling
Okay, so
you.
Cameron here, take the mic. Go on.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Is this one on?
That's fine.
Woo!
There we go.
Yeah, I have an older brother and a younger brother, and the younger one is just so annoying, and the other one just hates me for no reason. Don't know why.
So you're middle child.
Unfortunately, yes. And I have to live with them all the time.
Yeah.
He's 3, and he is always annoying.
Yeah. Do you have any methods that you do to deal with the annoyance? Uh-huh. So do you find the violence helps deal with it?
No.
No, it's not an effective tool.
Is this violence against siblings? I've got a story here. I want my little sister.
Hang on. Justin had his hand up. Hang on.
Sorry.
Let's hang on. Wait a second. So Justin, go on. Story.
This story is short but sweet. I once hit my little sister with a golf club.
You terrible man.
Yeah, it was a 4-iron, and I was about 12, 13 years old.
Terrible.
And she's never forgiven me for it. She still brings it up 20 years later on a regular basis.
Because a golf club is
No, I don't blame her. I don't blame her.
You sure? We're just okay, Justin.
I was just going to say to ask whose idea was it that when you get married you have to live together? Because I don't think that's such a good idea. I've been married for 17 years, and the key to successful marriage: don't live together. My wife lives down the next street, and I look forward to seeing her. We can go on dates together. It's marvelous.
That's amazing. The secret to a successful marriage and relationship is living apart. Any other recommendations? So we've moved from recommendations of living with people, and now recommendations for relationships. Do you have relationship advice, Cameron? Everyone can have everyone. No one needs hang on. People, hang on. Go on. So you're going to tell us about your girlfriend. Okay. Well, so here, living apart doesn't necessarily work well for your relationship.
Yes,
Living
it
apart
does.
here does work well for your relationship. Any other relationship advice? Here we go. Yeah.
Break your heart. But don't have a boyfriend then. Oh my lord.
They marry you, and then the next day, they want all your stuff.
Okay.
Some parents, they also say, oh, I'm taking this because, like, when it like, woman, gold diggers, like, I see.
So there can be, so you can, people sometimes maybe are in the relationships for the wrong reasons. Anyone else? Relationships, right reasons, wrong reasons. Cameron, wait a second. We've got Evie over here.
I was just thinking more about like I'm still up for it kind of like a mix between relationships and striking. Because I think there was in Iceland there was one time in the 70s where I think the women who were really annoyed at the fact they weren't being paid the same amount as men, so they decided to strike for a day and they wouldn't do any housework or anything. And on that day, I think all the sausages sold out in Iceland. That was like in the 70s, that was what a ready meal was like putting sausages in the oven. And I think actually it was successful and they managed to get a pay rise so that they had to be paid. You had to be paid in the same job, the same amount, basically.
Yeah.
But that was like striking. Like a lot of people were married and they were just like, no, I'm not going to do anything around the house for the day.
So that's the hidden labor of the woman in the home.
Well, yeah, or just it was quite interesting because if everyone agrees to do it, like I guess like whoever you're living with,
you do housework.
Yeah, I guess because I guess if you live in a family or a couple, like you all have to do a bit of housework, but probably someone does a bit more than the others.
Do we think that it's always the women that do the housework? Is it always the women that do the housework? How about we're big shaking heads over here? Hang on, let's hear from Archie and David.
So funny enough, so we do a men's mental podcast, men's health, and that was one of the discussions we had recently about like the expectations of men, and obviously trying to change the narrative. And obviously, our viewpoint is that it's a lot more equal now. Mm-hmm. So it's not like the traditional ways of it's one rule for one individual. So it's a lot more collaborative now.
Yeah. So would you say that that's like what makes you think that?
As in like equal rights now in regards to women can do the same jobs as men can do the same jobs as women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if you've got two people who are working, like automatically you're gonna you end up both having to do a bit anyway because you're both working. Whereas it used to be one person didn't work, and then they could do all the stuff that you need to do around the house that you haven't done.
Ultimately, but if both men and women are working, are they both being paid the same amount though?
Not necessarily. But that's a sticky one.
Yeah, go on, Keziah. Do you want to pass Cameron? Do you want to pass the microphone to Keziah? Go on, thank you. Number 2.
What Ben said about sometimes where you actually
Ben's that guy gone with a chicken shop.
Where you actually want to have your siblings around.
Yeah.
That's actually true because I came to my grandma's house on Monday, I've actually been missing my brothers because I'm the older child. I've got a brother, annoying. He's 6 years old, he's turning 7 on December 4th. I've got another brother, he's 2 years old, he's February the 25th. Then I've got another one, and he is a newborn. Well, not really a newborn anymore. He's, I think he's 5 or 6 months. He was born on May the 3rd. So I've got 3 brothers. I'm the only girl, and life is hard with 3 brothers.
But time apart has helped.
Yeah,
really,
now I've stayed at my...
This Justin's golden advice here is time apart is important for every relationship.
Now I've stayed at my grandma's house from Monday to Thursday. I've actually been missing my brothers. Like, I called my mom this morning. I was like, Mom, I'm gonna come home tomorrow. She was like, No, stay there. Everything's calm. I'm not I'm not stressed. And like, there's no messy places. I'm like, I'm not messy, and I'm not stressed. I'm not rude, and I'm not naughty. It's them. They annoy me, and I come to you to tell you. But I actually been missing my brothers. They came here.
Here, Ben's back now. You
Wednesday.
can tell him. You can tell him that actually.
Ben, I was talking about what you said before about how you actually miss your siblings sometimes, but I actually have been missing my siblings. I have 3 brothers. I'm the only girl, even though it's really annoying. But
really, you find that you then ultimately, having spent time away, you feel like now you've been branded as something different to who you think you are. Does anyone find that they ever get branded as something? Because we're different people with different people. Do we ever, do you think you show different sides to yourself to different people? Do people get the wrong impression of you ever? Can you think of any time that might have happened? Archie, give him a little nod.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, plenty of times. You're not necessarily the same person at work that you are with your close friends. You're not the same person you are with your close friends as you are with your mom and parents. So yeah, there's.
What are your different sides?
Say again, sorry.
What are your different sides?
Different sides. Obviously, there's the work me, and then yeah, there's like the me with friends, and it's just different. I mean, there's just characteristic differences. Like, I wouldn't necessarily get smashed with my mum in the house. Like, so yeah, and.
But you would with your colleagues.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've not made the best reputation for myself at work following a few Christmas parties. But
I was going to say, is there anything that anyone like sides of you that the other side would be absolutely like? Is there something that your friends would be absolutely appalled to see you doing at work, like, or not appalled, but
or at school,
shocked? They'd be like, I can't believe you're the person that says something. Anyone, Abby?
Well, I'm going to respond more to what you're saying. Like, one of the things that I found like hard from when I've been working from home is that suddenly I have to be the work person also in my personal space a lot. And then also like if my boyfriend lives with me, that's also difficult because like if he's around, then I'm in my work mode. So I don't really want to chat to him because I'm concentrating and I have to be a different person then. So, and I don't know what you guys found about doing school from like home as well, like because again like you probably have like your school persona and then your that's what I found anyway. I find it quite difficult to work from home but also live with people at home. It's like a lot.
Yeah, so doing it, so we have all of these different sides to us, but when we get shrunk into one room, they all become one thing, or we have to deal with the different sides of us in one place. How about that? So life at school, at home, in one room, and with friends and without friends. How is that?
Kind of weird, but it's also cool. Like sometimes when my god sister sleeps over, it's really annoying because the only thing she wants to do is play my brothers. Hello, I'm standing right here. What about me? So you don't want to talk about boys, talk about school, or talk about what you do. But can I also say, who has siblings here? Like over 2. So has like when you was younger, like around my age, has anyone ever has any of your brothers or
join
sisters?
Us. Come take a seat. Come join us. Yeah, pull up a chair. What's your name? Saj, hello. Okay, maybe let's get you near a microphone. Maybe pull that one. Oh, okay. Saj, hi. We're a little popped up talk show. Pop-up talk show, and we just like have a chat about all the different things. And you were just saying we've been talking about all the different personas, the different people that we are. Are we different at work and at home? Then it's kind of changed. Now we're working from home, then we have to do all those different personas in our home space. But Keziah is just, remind me one more time of your name.
Saj.
Okay, so Saj, Keziah is just telling us.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
2 brothers, 2 sisters.
So one time, this was like 2 or 1 year ago, and my brother, he did something naughty, and when I was going to snitch on him to my mom, he was like, "No, I didn't do this. I saw Keziah do this." I was like, in my head, I was like, why would he say that? Like, I literally saw him do this. So now, instead of him trying to lie, saying I do this stuff, I always take a picture of it and then show it to my mum now. So then she knows that I'm actually telling the truth and I'm not lying.
Photographic evidence. Well, do we find anyone, so if you ever had anyone that like will blame you for something you have very much not done?
Actually, I have a few memories from when I was younger. My two brothers, they would get in a scruffle, and my dad would always blame me as the older brother.
You just, and that's more of like from a responsibility perspective.
Possibly.
Or it's just like you caused it.
That's what happens to me as well.
I wouldn't cause it, but I think because I'm the older brother,
You just got.
Yeah,
Huh.
I got the blame for it.
Got a lot of responsibility. Go on, Cameron.
So, because I used to do bad things in the past, my parents always blame me for the bad things that happen in our house.
So you've got yourself a reputation, so now it's immediately.
So if my little brother started being all rude to people, they'd say it's my fault for starting them off and all that type of stuff, just for no reason, because for some reason I think they don't like me.
Sorry. So you think your parents just don't like you, and that's that.
If they could, they'd probably leave me on the side of the road.
I'm not sure. That's probably true.
I'm probably the least liked child in the house.
So
That is not
ultimately,
child
sometimes
abuse.
your reputation can follow you. Do you ever find that at work? You find that
Yes.
grown-ups at work, your reputation, you once said one thing and everyone thinks of you because of it? Anyone work? You said, do you ever say anything at work that now everyone remembers? You're just like, please just stop talking about that.
Everyone just asks me how my weekends are now, just because, like I said, I had a little bit too much to drink at the work Christmas party, so everyone just assumes I'm that type of guy now. So it's like, oh, Arch, what'd you get up to the weekend, mate? And nothing really, but
just had a long hot bath.
Yeah, they just I just got that kind of persona.
Yeah.
Which is, and now I'm just like, whatever. I went out, whatever.
So you're starting to bring your whole self to work.
I can't bother now. It's whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Anyone over here? Looks like a bit quiet over here. Something done? Anything that stayed with you that you really wish hadn't?
It made me think about again what we were talking about earlier, but like maybe apply to work. Of like we were talking about. Like, some people can like be really confident and act like they know what they're talking about when maybe they don't. And I worry that in like work, especially, like maybe in school, like because you're actually being tested on stuff. People like if you pretend you know what you're talking about and you actually don't, you get found out easily. But I think in the world of work, it's a lot about like politics and impressing people. So maybe the people who are more impressive get ahead, even though they might not necessarily know as much, but they're more confident.
So really, we actually, the skills that we're learning at school may not necessarily be all of the skills that as an adult get you through. So really blessing the ability to present, where we're in an education system that actually just is on tests.
Yeah, you have to be able to like sell yourself, I think.
Yeah, a lot more than we're actually prepared to do in the education home. Keziah over here had something to say. Yeah, go on.
Do you know what Sage said, right?
So what, sorry?
Is your name Sage, right?
Hang on, you've got your hand over your mouth. I think we're struggling to hear you.
Is your name Sage, right?
Sag.
What Sag said about always getting blamed for something that he didn't do, that's actually true. Because when my brother spilled his home cereal, because it was like just milk, I got in trouble. My mom's like, "You're the oldest. You should know that. You shouldn't let him do it himself because you know that he'll make a big mess." I was like, "Woo!" I was actually like, "Mom," but I wasn't even in there when I heard him scream. That's when I knew something happened. And she was like, "It's your fault because instead of you cleaning it up, you just come snitching to me." And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "Why do I always get in trouble? Why am I always getting the blame for something I didn't even do?" And sometimes I just thought that my mom was being mean to me until I realized that I had to look after my brothers, because that's what the oldest person is supposed to do. So now I just look after my two baby brothers and I ignore my 6-year-old brother because he's just a pain in the back.
So you're
Like,
the
really
oldest,
unfair.
and you're also the oldest. I think I sensed that both the oldest. Oh, you're middle. I was gonna make the generalization that oldest feel like parents are against them.
My parents.
Oh well, you have to give us your final thought. Final thought for the table. Do you want to give the microphone back?
Not today.
Just a final thought for everyone to think about. Take home your message to the world.
Like,
Your moment is
remember
now.
when you said how you say stuff wrong. Yeah, nobody's perfect. Not even I am perfect. Like celebrities, people, they all make mistakes. So just to let everyone know, nobody's perfect. You can be silly, you can be smart, you can be dumb, anything. But also you can be anything you want. Like say you're stuck with this job and like you don't like it anymore, just quit it and just find a new job, like a job that you want to do. Yeah, even though it's not that easy, find a job that you actually want to do. Like doctors, like it is hard because I think you have to be in medical school to do that.
Yeah.
So just like find one job that you actually love. Like me, I actually want to be a dancer and a photographer. When I'm older, I'm actually going to be those two. Even if I might not be able to be a photographer, I can still be a dancer, or I can be a photographer and not a dancer.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you, Keziah. Amazing.
Can I sit in the middle?
I'm not sure that's possible today, but we'll think about it. Thank you, Keziah. I think that's something really to think about. Is that I don't think someone. Would your childhood self be? What would they think of what you're doing right now? Huh?
I think
Go on, Saj.
to start off, I think she really put it on point. I mean, as someone at that age, understanding those kind of things is actually pretty impressive.
Do you feel like you're not happy with your job at the moment?
Well,
did it hit home?
It would have hit home 2 years ago. But at the moment, I'm happy with the job I have.
You've made a move.
I've made a move.
You've made a move.
Last year in May, I left the job I had for 3 years. And I used to work at the co-op. I was there for 3 years, most of the time part-time. But at some point, I felt like I was just stagnant. I wasn't moving anywhere. And then I think it's just about, putting your foot down and just moving on.
What was the moment that you were like, this is it, I'm done, I'm out?
I don't know. I think it's just like how everyone was with me and like what I was feeling, to be honest. I think it's mainly like how you feel about the job. That sort of
people around you.
How you feel about the job is pretty important. And you should take into consideration like where you want to be in the future as well.
Yeah.
Which is pretty important.
Take stock regularly and check in with yourself. So we've got new someone sitting at the table. What's your name?
What's your name?
My name. Sahil. Sahil. So we're going to do a round of names again. So we've got Eddie.
Ben.
Sahil.
Saj.
Justin. Give us a moment.
Cameron.
There we go.
David.
Archie. Fabulous. I think I might have a handle on the name.
And Lucy in the middle.
Oh, me, Lucy. Hi. Hello. And then with the blue coat, it's
Laura.
Hello. And in the orange coat, Pete.
Yeah, that's Orange Pete.
We can do that in a moment. All right. So we have been talking about what our shift has been to change and move jobs. Do you check in with yourselves regularly around how you're enjoying your job? Is it the right for you? Do we ever think about things that might need to change? Do we do some self-reflection? How often do we do self-reflection?
I think it's really unfair if you're the oldest child that you have to be in charge of like other siblings. I'm a twin, and so I've always just like been able just like to, plot against my parents with my sister. Because we're the same age. So I think it must be really unfair to have to like, just because you're the oldest one, you suddenly have to have more responsibility than the others.
It is the hard life, I agree.
Yeah, it seems really unfair.
Cameron, we've got comment from Cameron.
You identical.
Yeah, I am. I am
Imagine doing
identical.
something wrong, then you could just blame your sister. And
Have you played any tricks before using
I
the
do
quality
that.
of
I would
identical
do that
twins?
so many times.
I haven't blamed her on anything. No, not yet. Anyway.
Have you done any tricks?
You could rob a bank and then just say it was her.
No, but I think not too many. I just think because we're the same age, we're able to get on really, really well. But I think it must be hard if you're
But
like
if you
the
were
older
twins and you
sibling
weren't
to
the
have
same
that
age, that'd be
responsibility.
something wrong
You know, like it. But then I guess you don't know how you get away from it because I guess parents have got like a lot of work on, so they
I have
need that
something
help.
to
But I'd have thought it would change how you go through life if you're the one who has to be the responsible one all the time.
You're gonna head.
Yeah, lovely to meet you all.
Amazing. We need final thoughts from David and Archie.
You first.
Yeah, like Saj did, if you don't enjoy your job, quit.
Yeah.
Why did you want?
And,
Archie?
And I don't know, cherish the loved ones you're around.
Yeah, amazing.
Have a good evening, guys.
Thank you, you too. Amazing. So, yeah, fabulous. Go on, Cameron.
And you want the same age, something would be definitely wrong there. If you weren't the same age.
That would be difficult. But look, but I think my point being, like, it's easier if you're similar in age as siblings to, I think, maybe get on. Whereas, yeah, if you're the older ones, then suddenly, like, your whole life is different because everyone expects you to be in charge all the time. Oh, so you think?
Because I have bloody hell. I have an older brother who's in year 10 and I'm in year 8, and it's rare I ever get to see him because at lunchtimes he goes out for lunch before us, and in school we have to go out after them, and they get longer lunches and we don't. So it's unfair.
Okay, yeah.
I kind of hate my school.
So
That's-
yeah, they
there's a
maybe do
lot
it on purpose.
There's a lot to unpick there.
Yes, I talk a lot.
I think there's
Please don't turn my mic down.
But I know that Justin's had his hand up, so sad, and then we
I
can
was just
unpick some of that
going to
stuff
ask
here.
you, Evie,
No, I'm just going to go to the other
no,
table.
because identical twins are quite rare, and they do say that identical twins sometimes have a psychic connection. Like when you're not with your twin, do you sometimes get a sense of what she may be feeling, or is she communicate to you perhaps? Do you have this psychic bond?
I say no because I don't really believe in any of that. So I don't really believe in like astrology or like tarot cards or anything like that. And I've got a lot of friends who do. But I think the only connection we probably have is just growing up with each other for a really long time. So we're just really like, I know how she'd react because I've just lived with her for so long. But yeah, I would say I don't believe in like psychic connections or astrology or ghosts or anything like that. So that's why I'm a bit of a skeptic in that way.
So I was going to say
Cameron. You're terrible with names.
Thank you for candid feedback. What lots of people do and do not believe in whether you can tell what someone's thinking. Often people say that when someone's died, you can tell someone you just knew, you had that moment you knew. Well, what do you think you've ever had a moment like that where you're like, I knew this was going to happen. I knew they were going to go out for lunch earlier than us, and they did.
Isn't that like karma and that?
Karma, what goes around comes around.
Yes. Oh, God.
Have you experienced karma?
Yes. I have.
You have. Anybody else? How do we think about karma?
Can I just tell you the story?
Saj, go on.
I think once you've lived with someone for a long time, you sort of like know how they're going to be. And especially with my dad, there are times when I've told him, do this or don't do that or do this like this, and he didn't listen to me. And karma actually bit him back. And I have told him a number of times, I told you this was going to happen, but you didn't listen to me.
People don't take your advice. And sorry, what's your name here? Remind me. Sahid.
Yeah.
Sahid, has there been ever a time that you have given advice and someone's not listened to it? You think like that? Any occasion? Anyone got any examples of?
I do.
Go on, Cameron.
Of karma, yeah.
Yeah, when you knew something was going to happen. Come join us if you like. We're a pop-up talk show, just having a chat. Come sit at a table. Great. Swing by. We're just having a chat currently about karma.
See, I don't believe karma. I don't believe karma exists. Again, I think it's just patterns. People like to see patterns in life. But do you not think that's true? Like, I think people are like, oh, I've done a bad thing, and therefore this thing that was going to happen to me anyway, I now see that as that bad thing, or because of that causation. But it's just you like applying a pattern onto something that would exist anyway.
I respect your opinion.
Thank you.
But your opinion is wrong.
Any other insightful comments before we head to Saj, Cameron?
Yes. I have a story one time. So my brother was being really rude to me. I said that something's gonna happen.
It's all right.
Don't worry, Cameron, about it. Go on, tell the story.
And I told my brother something's gonna happen to you as payback. And I threw a bucket at his head.
You were the karma. You did the karma.
Yes.
I see. That's one way to get karma to come into the system. Go on, Saj.
I think I'm a bit in between in believing karma and not believing it, because I think mostly it's about the choices you make and the consequences like coming back to you, because there are times when I've made not so good choices and I've had to live with the consequences. Sometimes, and even now, like I do have to live through some of the consequences.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Like you make a choice and then you have to live with the consequence. So
yeah.
it's
Is that karma or is that just living?
I think it's a bit of a both. Like it's a bit 50-50. It's a great area.
Because if hang on, would you like to say something? Are you joining us? No, just having a sit. Hang on. Wait a second, Cameron. I think Ben put his hand up.
Yeah, I think that could be a source of comfort when you realise that there's not much control you actually have over your life, and a lot of things that happen were sort of set in motion, because of maybe decisions you made weeks or months ago. But actually, once you accept that, you can chill out because there's nothing you can do to change the situation you're in. You missed the train because you set off late, and you set off late because the previous night, you didn't set your alarm, etc., etc. The events were set in motion long before, and so you can actually relax.
So ultimately, what I hear is that you're quite relaxed about being late. Is anyone else frequently late and have any ways to calm themselves down about being late? Hang on, Justin and Evie.
I was just going to quote something that John Lennon said. He said that life is what happens while you're making other plans.
Very true.
And yeah, Evie.
Oh, I know. I think, but I think Ben's had like a good point of like I don't know. Yeah, you have to accept the consequences of your actions, but sometimes they're so far down the line that you can't necessarily control what you've just done. I think I used to realize that I used to get like really stressed about stuff, and I still do. But now I know that it doesn't matter whatever is happening in my life, I'm going to get stressed about it, and that was quite a freeing realization, because even though now I get stressed, I'll be like, well, if you weren't stressed about this, you'd be stressed about something else. So what's the point?
So ultimately, is it karma or is it just learning and understanding more about ourselves and how we function? So Ben has learned that he's late and not to get stressed about it. Evie finds out that she is stressed about a lot of.
Oh yeah, or what can like just that thing of like, as humans, we get so used to, in our mindset, we're used to like being like, well, I'm in control of this and I'm in control of that. But actually, I mean, the last 2 years have proved that, like, we're so out of control of so many things that we can't, we can only put in the energy into the actions we're doing rather than thinking about around it as well, maybe.
Yeah. So kind of that feeling of out of control is actually empowering. Really, does anyone have moments where they have had issues with control or felt better about it? Go on, Cameron.
Am I on? Number two. Still got him.
Number two.
Hello, we've got a new face at the table.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Margot.
Wait, what was the question again?
Hello.
What's the question again?
Question was around control. So we've got two new faces at the table. Should we start from this side?
Hello, Mikey.
Mikey.
Hi, I'm Margot.
Margot.
Cameron.
Cameron. Justin.
Saj.
Sahil.
Ben.
Ben.
Evie.
Evie. Amazing. And we're talking about things that we. My name's Lucy. Thank you. Sorry. My name's Lucy. And we're currently talking about feeling out of control, in control, what we can do to feel. We've got 2 people listening in the back.
In the
You want to join?
Good call. Good call.
Want to join the little window?
Laura.
And Laura and Pete at the back as well.
Okay, so what's the question?
So the question was, are there times that really being knowing that you're out of control is actually empowering?
Yes.
Anything that you felt like really stressed about at school?
Yes. So I got into an argument with my friend one time, and I just thought, like, what's the point of arguing over it when at the end of the day,
Come join us with a pop-up talk show. Are we recording? We are on Zoom. Recording video and audio. Go on, Cameron.
Yeah, so I was arguing with my friend over something about who's better at football. And then I said to him, well, what's the point of arguing when we can just say that we're both equally as good as each other?
So actually, that's a really good way to diffuse an argument, is to understand that you both got strengths. And we've got some new faces at the table. So we're going to do another round of names. So over on this end, we've got Ben, Saj, Justin, Yvonne, Olivia,
Jeff,
Cameron,
Margot,
Mikey,
Lucy, hello.
Nice name.
So we're just talking about, talked about lots of different things, what we can do, the different sides of ourselves that we bring to school and work. We've talked about, we've been talking about in the pandemic, how we live in such a small spaces. We've been talking about feeling out of control can actually make us feel empowered. Mikey over here.
Yeah, well, I sort of can relate to that. Sometimes being out, because you've got to lose control in order to discover something new or actually give other people a chance as well. Do you know what I mean?
Hello?
So taking hands off is actually...
Sometimes you've got to take your hands off the handlebars, you know?
Anybody had a good experience taking their hands off the handlebars? Hang on a second, Cameron, Saj.
This is actually... I think I agree that there are times when you would be out of control, and there's one scenario where I'm actually trying to bring my wife over to this country, but because of the situation going on where my wife is, I think there was a few weeks when I was really stressed out and I couldn't really do anything, and you know, I'd done everything I could, but I didn't feel it was enough. And I think I've sort of realized that, you know, you might feel out of control and you might be stressed, you might be anxious and all these feelings going around. But at the end of the day, I think if you let it play out and do the best you can, I think that's like a good way of going through that.
So it's like, so I think like these are all stories of like even like huge amounts of stress. Like I think it sounds like we're reaching our capacity to have the stress, and ultimately then being like, you know what, I've done everything possible.
Yeah.
I've just got to put it out into the world and see what comes back. Margot?
You just made me think of something, which is like have this kind of compassion for oneself. Like for instance, when you know, it's very easy to give yourself a really hard time, but to stay positive, it almost like you need to like relax into it. You just need to, I don't know, just like accept that some things are just out of your control and just like the best of the situation that you have.
Yeah.
But I feel like people are just so obsessed with like having control. And I think just like living in capitalist society where it's just like, it's all up to you. You can make a difference. You know, you can change the world. And I think, even though that's great on one hand, I think that really creates that kind of pressure of like, oh shit, I really have to like take everything on the chin. I have to just like fix everything. But sometimes we can't, and we don't need to. We just need to.
So really, is it the system that's putting it on the one person to make it? Because it kind of, what I take from that is that kind of it takes more energy to have a positive mindset sometimes, and that's kind of is that put on you as a person really, or like, is it collectively a responsibility that we have to kind of keep thinking in a certain way? Yeah, Cameron.
Coming back to what's the name over there?
Mikey.
Mikey. Coming back to what Mikey said. Sometimes you gotta fail at something to learn about it, or that type of stuff. Yeah, that's what I had to say. I don't know.
Yeah, awesome. Failing at stuff is a way, and that is a way to learn lessons and have resilience. But there is, Sash, were you going to say something?
I was going to say I'm about to shoot off. So
I'll final thought.
Yeah, I think you could, at times you may lose control. Things might be out of your hand, but at the end of the day, don't stress about it too much. Take it in your stride and like do the best you can. And, at the end of the day, it might be a dark tunnel and it might be very long, but there's always light at the end of it.
Yeah, that's amazing. The tunnel might be long, but there's always light. Amazing, fabulous. Thank you, Sad. Take a seat. Come join us. You want to come join us? Pop-up talk show.
Oh. Why is that? What's exciting about that? Oh.
Just for 5 seconds. Tell us what you're doing.
Hello. I'm Josh.
Hello.
It's great what you guys are doing. I'm a trainer in the boxing gym next door. Mikey is a great neighbor, and he always makes me laugh and lift his heavy boxes. And people speak. I'm behind it. Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
And we're behind the boxing club, the best neighbours. Have a great night, guys.
Amazing, fabulous. So, signed up for boxing club. Anybody signed up for boxing club?
You have to pay £10 to be able to go there, but then you have to pay £3 every session. I think it's overpriced. I ain't gone there in weeks.
So really being able to pay, do we think we should be able to pay for something and that actually gives us membership entirely?
Yeah, I think it's really overpriced because I've already paid £10 and I have to pay £3 every time I go there. So I kind of just want a refund on my money, to be honest.
Well,
I've only gone there once.
Maybe that's what we're talking about, like methods of charging people here. Do we think people should be charged like on a scale?
I might
Do you think
sue
everyone
them.
should get paid
Sue
the
them
same
for
amount?
false promoting.
Abby?
Yeah, I was thinking a similar thing because I was like looking to join the popular gym on opposite Chris Street.
Yeah. I live down the road.
But you can buy a membership where you sort of then have to pay on top. And then
I
I was
know,
like,
it's
well, then I feel like I'm
stupid.
paying twice.
I
But
know.
I did find out you can go swimming in the Olympic Park swimming pool for £5.35p.
You
can swim in the Olympic Park.
You can be an Olympian for $5.35.
It was quite good. Yeah, I have to say, like, I would definitely recommend it. It's like good things to do around Tower Hamlets. Sorry, Cameron.
I thought that was a football ground, the Olympic Stadium.
No, there's the West Ham Stadium, and then the swimming pool, which is opposite it, that kind of big curvy building.
I don't think there is because I went down there the other day.
Oh, well, I think it's the one like where the entrance opens up to Westfield. But anyway, I think it is interesting. I think the membership with the popular ones where you could like pay a bit, but then pay a bit more. It's like you're not having to put loads of money up front, which is sometimes quite annoying for people.
To be honest, yeah, I think it's like that because let Justin go.
Well, no, I was just going to ask Evie about the Olympic swimming pool. What's different about it compared to just going to a council or public baths? What's special, or what are the?
Yeah, I think so. I think the thing that why I was really impressed in being like, oh, it's a fiver, because I kind of expected like, oh, like Olympians have swum in there, and it was like purpose built for this really big occasion. So I think I was expecting it to like be really hard to go and swim. Like it would be just really expensive because it was really expensive to build. And I have to say, like, there is something quite cool about seeing, like, knowing that like the fastest people in the world have swum in the pool, and that like, yeah, it was like this big center of attention, and that you can then go in and swim. So yeah, probably just like that thing of it's been on TV, so it feels quite cool that you're there.
So there's a kind of a legacy behind it.
Yeah, I think so.
And so you thought
I really like watching the Olympics as well.
Wait, you actually watched the Olympics? People actually watch that?
I love watching the Olympics.
How did you watch it?
I only watched the football and the basketball and the volleyball.
Is there football in the Olympics?
Yeah, but I swear last Olympics Russia got kicked out. So they had to go under a different name.
There's football in the Olympics, but you have to have young players on the team. You can only have two players over the age of 22 or something like that.
I was a bit
I don't know why.
I probably would be on that because I am The Ronaldo reincarnation.
Amazing.
I'm
Can't believe you're
better
here
than
with
that.
us today. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Can I
Margot
sit
has
in-
had her
can I
hand
sit
up.
in the middle now?
Not just yet.
Come
Margaret.
back. When Mikey comes back, you can chat to him. Yeah. Well, what I wanted to say, because Cameron, you mentioned about Russia not being Russian Olympians weren't able to go and compete for Russia because Russia was disqualified.
Why were they disqualified?
I think it had
I
something to
thought
do with
doping
drugs.
and
Yeah. But I'm just wondering because, I think they went under some kind of different flag, and there's like a refugee flag as well.
Yeah, they went
Is
under a
that
different
true?
name and flag.
And I wonder how, are like nation states, when it comes to representing in sports, is that like some kind of artificial concept?
I don't
Because
know.
one thing that I realized when I was watching football is like the big Premiership football, or if you Premier League, or no, actually, what's the one where they play between like national teams? The World Cup or Euro Cup. That has got nothing to do with your countries or a private enterprise, and that just kind of kills me. So, is it okay to? I don't know. Do we need? I don't know what my question is, but yeah.
Ultimately,
Do we need
how do we
nations-
divide people
nation
by
team?
sport? And if we're getting people to play against each other, like, is it split on countries? Hang on,
Yeah.
Cameron, we've got some hands up over here. Wait a second. So, Justin, you patiently had your hand up for a while.
No, I've never been able to work out. I mean, football and tennis in particular have their own big profile competitions elsewhere. So why on earth are they in the Olympics? I mean, you've got Wimbledon for tennis, which is a huge thing, and you've got the World Cup for football. So why have those two sports in particular in the Olympics? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think with boxing it makes sense because you can only box in the Olympics if you are an amateur. So it's kind of like, and I think that's the same with golf, isn't it? You can only play in the Olympics if you're an amateur there. So it's kind of like trying to give people who aren't able to like perform in a world sport like a chance to compete. So yeah,
So it's like actually the Olympics is more of an access opportunity thing.
for those thank you. There's all those sports which are really popular, like football and then like golf. But actually, what I was going to say, which is what Margot was saying, is I really like the Euros because of that thing of like everyone like. I think there's a famous map in the England. It's like if we didn't have immigration, we'd have 3 players on the England team, and we got to the final. Yeah, but it's like so we had. I think that was a nice thing. Is that like you. But I think the oh dear. Spooky. There we go. Yeah, I was
sorry.
I was going to say the that's what I quite like watching about the Euros because then you look at the other teams and there were lots of people who had obviously moved to like different countries in Europe to play football, but then they were also always behind, like they were proud to also play for the country that they now lived in, and I think it kind of was a good way to remind us that like people. You're not just, I don't know, German just because you were born there. You might be German because you lived there for 10 years of your life, or you're like, it's easy. You don't just have to be from somewhere because you're born there. It's a bit more complicated than that.
It's a nice reminder of like identity isn't just one thing.
Yeah, like people are very complicated.
People have had their hands up, so bang on.
Well, I'm always struck by how weird it is that we compete as England in football in the World Cup, but then we compete as Great Britain in the Olympics, which is that for me? Oh, thank you very much. Cheers. Great Britain in the Olympics, and then in the rugby we'll compete as England in the World Cup, but then combine with Ireland to do the Lions tour of like Australia, and so you find yourself seamlessly switching between these identities as like English when it's football, but British when it's the Olympics, but British and Irish when it's the rugby. And I think the ease with which everyone does that just goes to show how artificial it it is, because you can
Design.
happily support any
But
of
the thing
those.
is, do people just enjoy being part of that though? People like the lines. They switch between it
And
and don't
forget
necessarily.
the Ryder Cup in golf, Europe versus America. So we're all European when it's the Ryder Cup.
Cameron.
I'll sit in the middle now, please.
You can have a chat with Mikey, I think was the conclusion.
Where is it?
So we have lines that we really easily draw and we flip between them. Justin. We can't quite hear Justin. Is there a way to?
Number 2. Number 3. Number 3.
number 2.
Sorry.
Justin? Oh, hang on.
Number 4. Yeah, there we go.
No. Hello. Number 3.
Do you want to just use this
Try
mic?
again.
1, 2, 3, testing.
Yes. Amazing, Justin.
Testing,
Uh,
testing.
No, I just I find it interesting. Say if you're English and you're watching the World Cup and France are playing Italy, for example, as an English person, you still have a preference to one of them. And
I prefer
I find
France.
it interesting what's kind of going on in your mind. I mean, I think when, say, France play Germany, English people tend to support France because there's this thing about Germany. But if it's France and Italy, what's the sort of rush? What's going on in your mind?
Supporting. Okay, so what do you think, Cameron, that affects who you support?
France because of what happened in the Euro final. If you know, England versus Italy, we may have lost. I think people would rather support France than Italy.
So if there are lots of different teams playing and you have no direct affiliation, what do you think really we all have some weird link though through the nuanced lives that we live. Does anyone, Mikey?
Yeah, I mean, I end up supporting everybody.
So there is, you could on a different day you could change who you support.
Yeah.
Is that what number is
sorry.
that?
They're number 1.
I messed it all up. I apologise.
It's okay. No.
I thought I knew what I was doing, but I didn't.
Mikey's on number 1.
One.
Okay. Hello. Yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes it's just a question of who do I support, and you don't really know.
I support, well, like when we had Archie and David here earlier, like Archie was supporting Arsenal and David was supporting Chelsea, and I support West Ham. And I'm like,
Oh, come on, put this guy in the middle. Come on, you irons. Come on, where's that sound effect?
So that is a fast runner. Really, we have athletes around us every day. Evie.
Oh no, I'm gonna forget. It's interesting. We were talking about it a bit earlier, I think, as well. But oh no, I'm sorry, I've forgotten.
So
it was about countries and playing for different countries.
So ultimately, it's that we so easily find identity in different things and in different places, and it's kind of lines that get drawn between us. Is there any?
Well, what I was going to say was actually, Cameron, you asked me earlier when I was in the middle, and then I was like, oh, should I answer? Because I'm in the middle, I'm not supposed to give my opinions. But you're like, oh, where are you from? And I was like, oh, I'm from Surrey.
I do not know where that is. I'm terrible at geography. I think it's just off the coast of Essex.
No, it's south, so Croydon, Surrey.
I don't know where that is. It sounds like a fake version of Camden.
Oh, magic. But it's interesting because I think, if you're from England, then if you're from England even, then you'll be like, oh, well, I'm from the north, or you might be like, I'm from, I don't know, Cornwall or something, but no one wants to be from the south.
Come join us, come sit.
But even in England, there are split affiliations. So if you're English, you're more likely to say, well, I'm Northern, or I'm from Cornwall, or I'm from a specific area, or I'm a Londoner, for example. So I don't know what that means about it. We just I
think it depends the context in which it happens. I think Northerners have a strong sense of being Northern, and that's kind of against the South and what is in the South that makes people maybe want to have a difference to being in the South.
I prefer the East.
Yeah, but it's an unequal relationship, because when we think of the Northerners, it's a bit patronising. It's like it's like they're sort of like living the simple lives and stuff like that. But
why do you think they're living the simple life? Mikey?
because everything's a bit
stereotype.
rural, and you
Yeah.
know they voted
I
for
like
Brexit and
I like
all this
rural
kind of
areas.
stuff.
Did all of the North vote for Brexit?
No, not all of the North. No, but
I like the rural area because it's nice and quiet.
yeah, it's quiet. Exactly, it's simple.
I prefer it because like you can actually sleep at night. I like this.
Yeah. Where people just shout loudly on microphones in the middle of the street.
Audacity. Would you like to come? Are you coming to join us? Coming to take a seat? I completely relate to that. How do we find the ability to be able to focus if you're hungry? Can anybody focus if you're hungry? You need to eat.
I think you can focus more if you're hungry. Like when I say I'm driving from the north to here or up north.
The north is terrible.
I always try and not eat because I think you're more focused when you're hungry. Like
So I guess that's like the intermittent
You get
fasting.
wolf vision and you can see into the distance, and you're more alert when you're hungry.
More alert. So that's kind of fasting, intermittent fasting. Anybody done any sort of in diets for specific reasons? Cameron, have you done diets for specific reasons?
No, I don't do diets. I'm fine.
Perfect. What you're thinking, Justin?
Yeah, I met someone interesting the other day, actually, an old soldier. He was, I think he's in his 80s, and he was sprightly and vivacious. And he told me that he only eats once a day, just one meal. And I never, this was very strange. I'd never come across anyone like this. But it did make me think, and I do get the feeling that 3 meals a day sometimes is maybe a bit too much.
I get what you mean.
And sometimes skipping a meal can be a good thing, I think.
Do we think it's dependent on the type of person that you are? Like they say that you can have a tailored food to different body types, Ben?
Well, I was just going to relate to that because I did the trek to the base camp of Mount Everest in Nepal. And, you do this, it's like a 15-day trek. And you've got these guides who kind of show you the way, and they also carry a lot of your stuff. So they're sort of porters as well. And they're all these sort of Nepalese, very young, like teenagers that live in the mountains. And they do nothing but clamber up and down, carrying like all of your stuff for you. And apparently they only eat 1 meal a day, despite, having probably, using thousands of calories. But they just eat a massive evening meal right before they go to bed, which is just huge amounts of rice and carbs and sort of dal. And then they just wake up and go and walk, 8 or 9 hours a day in this sort of thin atmosphere where it's difficult to get oxygen into your lungs. But the idea of like breakfast and lunch is just, they don't understand why you do that, because you're moving and you shouldn't be stopping and eating at that point.
Oh.
I thought it was quite interesting.
So is maybe the way that we eat a cultural thing?
Ben, where would they have gone toilet? Where would they have gone to the toilet?
In the toilet.
What is the toilet?
What are toilets? Do we have different cultural foods and toilets?
There's a lot of cabins. Most. Yeah, actually these days. There's a lot of huts on the way.
Well, it's one of those things where I think that you get like some like tourist spots that are really popular. So I think that there are points where like when people are hiking Mount Everest, but there's a queue to get to the top. Oh, yeah.
I thought you said terrorists.
No, a queue to get to the
Right.
top.
A queue to get to the
Because
top.
It's become
Is
so
there-
popular.
So popular. Is there loads of litter, loads of issues around?
Yeah, there's
that
quite
being
a lot of litter.
popular?
Yeah.
I think are we going to possibly do a little switch? Right, well.
We've got a new person at the table. Cameron, who's actually been a bit of a trooper and has been here from the start, is going to do a debut in the middle, which I think is good.
There's a round of applause. Amazing. Thank
He's
you
on
for
it, he's on
having
it.
me. Woo.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Lucy, big round of applause. Thank you for being in the middle and keeping the table warm. Now we're going to do a quick switcheroo. We've got an old-fashioned ding. Laura, get the ding. And this is kind of what's happening. So far, so good. We've got rounds of applause on on the playlist here.
New talent in the middle.
We've got new talent in the middle. His name is Cameron. Fifi is also here supporting. I saw her earlier.
Hello, who's the new person?
There's a new person over here. Come, don't be shy. Come and
Okay,
involved.
we will do.
You can wait and support the
2
young
minutes.
talent. There's Agbal over there as well.
Okay. All right. Right. So we'll just sit down and we'll say our names.
Yeah.
So over here.
Hello, I'm Evie.
Justin.
You.
Mikey.
Your name?
I'm Margot.
And I'm Laura.
And I'm Cameron.
It's Fifi. She can't talk human, but it's she
Ooh,
have to turn their
so
dog.
cold. That beer looks nice. I like beer.
It is very refreshing.
I like Stella.
Stella, why do you like? Oh no, I can't ask you the question, so you're gonna have to ask me why I like beer.
Why you like beer?
Well, I think it's quite cold and refreshing, but it makes you feel a bit relaxed afterwards. But then I'm like, but then everyone tells you shouldn't drink beer to feel relaxed because it's not very good for your mental health.
In my family, we don't really drink beer because my family has a lot of beer addiction in it from my mum and dad's side.
Same here.
Same.
Oh, there you go.
But what you've got to do in the middle, Cameron, you've got to ask the question. So instead of saying that, you say, has anyone got
beer addiction?
Beer drinkers? No, beer drinkers in their family, I would go for.
Has anyone got a phone charger?
Yeah, I've got a phone charger, but that's, yeah. Do you want me to charge your phone?
Yes, please.
Yeah, go on, give it.
Is it Samsung?
What is it? USB-C?
Turn it. That one.
Yeah, it's USB-C. All right, I'll just go and bring it. But beer drinkers, I've got beer drinkers in my family, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've got beer drinkers in my family. My dad
need to
used to
put your
work for a beer.
Evie?
My dad used to work for a beer company, so we got free beer, and that was quite exciting when I was
How
over
old were you?
18. I'm now 27.
Now, how old were you then?
Oh, I was 18, so it was a good time.
I've got.
Lucky we're not in America.
Cameron, can I ask everyone
Yes.
a question? Is that okay. I mean, do you think that children should be exposed to alcohol when they're underage? Because I asked that because my dad used to give me beer when I was a child, and it was like a naughty thing to do. But now I'm just not sure where I stand on it. So giving children beer before they turn 18.
I think it might depend on why they're giving you beer.
Excuse me.
So
Do you want to do names again? Because I think there's someone new.
yeah,
All right, start.
Evie.
Justin. Akbal.
Margot.
And I'm Cameron.
Cameron, do you need another layer, mate?
What's
Do you
that?
need another layer?
I need
Are you cold?
trousers. I'm freezing.
Oh, flips.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm used to the cold.
Yeah.
I'm
So
like a-
anyway,
I'm
I
like
was
a polar
saying
bear.
it depends on why your parent might be giving you that drink. Is it trying to get you habituated to it?
See, I get treated best.
You're doing well. Maybe they're just trying to kind of make you used to the beer, so it's not so much of a shock to your
My
palate.
terrible hair.
My father didn't drink beer really.
What did
It
he
was
drink? Did he drink
whiskey,
That's still
brandy.
beer, pretty sure.
Sorry,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's still alcohol.
it's still alcohol. It's much
But
stronger alcohol.
But Akbal,
But
did you feel the beer pressure?
No, I didn't really feel pressure.
Wow.
Sorry.
You walked into that one.
Okay.
Nice hat, Cameron, as well.
I
found
didn't
it.
feel any beer pressure, but I did have a Scotch pressure.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I like beer personally.
Gary, you got to ask us those questions. You can't give
Go
us
on,
your
Lucy.
opinions.
So I was going to say,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah, I think it's like, I don't know what amount of alcohol that you're talking about, Margot, but I think I grew
How
up
big
with
is this amount of
like my
alcohol?
mum was just quite open and like had conversations with me about alcohol, and then actually drove me to go get my fake ID so I could go out. And like when I went out, like my friends would always stay at my house so that like they'd like tell their friends they're staying at mine, then we'd go out. And then she'd like leave little bottles of water on our bed and like told us how to help like drink and be safe, which ultimately everyone was going to do. So I think if you have an open relationship about things that you're going to be doing anyway, you're less likely to completely like pass out and have a poor experience.
I have a question for everyone. Who had a fake ID?
I didn't.
And
I didn't. I tried to put Tipex on mine and it got confiscated.
I never needed it. In my day, you didn't have to have a fake ID. You just had to look old enough. So I was drinking in the pub from 14, but I knew that was wrong. But I didn't actually know until later that I thought you could drink at home at any age. I didn't know there was a law against drinking at home.
you were wrong, obviously.
I was wrong.
Yes, sorry, I didn't think there was a law against.
Oh, it's not a law. Okay.
No,
Okay,
you
so I was right.
You can drink from the age of 3.
What? Imagine
Yeah.
getting drunk at the age of 3.
Yeah. I mean, you're not supposed to give your children under 3 alcohol, but
right
above 3 is fine.
Okay, that's fine then. Okay,
I'm pretty sure that I think it's like anything over 7, but with an adult supervisor. Pretty sure. So you need an adult to drink alcohol.
I mean, bear in mind, gripe water used to have alcohol in it.
What's
Gripe water?
What's that?
That you give it to children when they're teething.
Oh.
So just a bit pissed.
Justin?
I was just going to ask you, Margot, because when you related that story to us, I did sort of pick up a sort of fairly some resentment, maybe a deep-seated thing from yourself, and I'm just wondering if this damaged or affected your relationship with your father. I think it was that gave you this beer, because I'm just picking that up from you, and I'm just wondering how you actually felt about it and have done down the years.
I think obviously when I was a child and that was happening, I was feeling very kind of like appreciating an adult drinking this beer. But now when I think about it, I think it's fine. I didn't develop any alcoholic kind of tendencies. I do drink beer, but it was almost like initiation into like being a little bit adult. And I think maybe these days we don't do initiations in that way. I'm not saying that was an official initiation, but it felt like doing, something grown up. All your life, you're kind of like treating as a child when you're a child, understandably so. But that was like a taste of what being an adult could be, doing something on the same level as my dad, something, so.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because I remember watching an old Hollywood film, and there was a daughter.
What's the film called?
It's called I Remember Mama, and it's about this family and with a daughter, and she's coming of age, and there comes a point in the film where her parents make her a cup of coffee. She's never had coffee before, and she recognizes that her parents are saying to her, now you're grown up, you can have coffee with us.
Yeah, I think it's something similar. But I don't know, have any other people had the kind of initiation experiences with their... Mike.
I never used to drink coffee. I used to drink Coke. When I was at art school, I drank 1 bottle of Coke a day. But then I was going out with this girl whose dad was a dentist, and he said, if you carry on like this,
I'll kill you.
Yeah, all your teeth are going to fall out. So it's only at that point did I start drinking coffee for the caffeine buzz. But as a child, I was not interested in coffee because it's too bitter.
Here's a
for
question.
young people.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Has anyone here ever had an addiction to anything?
Oh, interesting.
Coffee,
Hand
definitely.
We
coffee.
could, Cameron, we could go around the table. You could ask people to go around the table and everyone has to confess.
We'll start with, I forgot your name.
Mikey. Addicted to the chat, for sure. Addicted to coffee.
And Coke.
And Coke.
Not sniffing Coke.
I'm also addicted to exercise. I discovered that during lockdown, because normally I cycle to work every day. If I don't do any exercise in a day, I get really tetchy.
Oh, okay. Do you have any addictions to anything? Or have you had any?
Hang on, sorry, I'm all greasy. Come back to me.
Ben?
Addictions.
Yes.
I play a sport called squash. You heard of
Oh
it?
yeah. Don't you
It's like tennis, but inside a box.
a box?
It's a little room.
Oh.
You hit a ball around in the room. and
Oh, with a
I'm
racket in it.
hooked on
You have to
that.
hit off the ball, innit?
You have to hit it off the wall.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've
Take it
seen
in turns. I play it. I watch it.
That mozzarella
Talk to
stick.
people about it. And then from the moment I picked up a squash racket when I was 20, I just was hooked.
How old are
I
you?
still am.
33?
31. Don't ask people their age, Cameron. The one question you're not allowed to ask. Will
Is
answer.
that a mozzarella stick I see? Ugh. Fish fingers.
My addiction is probably.
Oh my lord.
It's probably cycling and
Cycling and what?
hummus. And that's healthy.
So you love hummus? Do you have any addictions?
Yeah, I do have addictions. I've got quite a few addictions. Can we hold hands?
No, thank you. No, thanks. No, thank you.
I'm addicted to crisps, and also
Yes.
last year I got addicted to Laura during the lockdown. I really did.
To what?
To Laura.
Person next door. Person.
Oh. Okay. What's yours?
Not being alone.
What's your addiction?
I think I need to confess that I'm still addicted, and that's a big one. I'm addicted to sugar and chocolate.
Right, everyone
And
keep,
I
everyone
cannot
keep
stop.
your sweet stuff.
Maybe cigarettes. I smoke cigarettes.
We need to
I know
get
they're
a
bad,
smoking
but I
plan.
still quite like smoking.
We can use the funds in it.
I think probably sugar. I think that's an actual addiction. Other than that, I don't really. The closest I ever got to an addiction was probably Minecraft. Yeah,
Don't-
proper fucking addicted. to
Oh,
it,
bad
I was.
language.
Sorry, but no,
Yeah,
that was
Terrible.
awful.
We can like set that language
I
right
found
here.
myself putting the kids to bed,
And then just going on their mic
and then I'd play
On-
until sort of 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
What did you
until
used to
I was
build?
so tired.
What did you build?
I don't know. I was just building, like knocking down mountains and things.
So you just go into creative mode and just destroy the world.
Just do like build things,
Very
and
weird.
knock things down. But
With me and my
anyway, I had to give that up. I can't play Minecraft anymore, unfortunately.
No, you don't need to give it. Just like that.
I would just say that I think for an addiction to be a proper addiction, it has to be something bad for you. So these people that say they're addicted to exercise, I'm not going to accept that because it's got to be bad for you, Mikey. For me, I guess it has to be chocolate. Yeah, I'm pretty
But
bad
it
with
can't
chocolate.
hurt you.
Well, if you eat enough of it,
obesity.
If you need, and with
I don't think any of these addictions sound like really tough addictions. Chocolate, exercise, sugar.
Well, you eat enough of it, Mikey. Believe me.
Yeah.
It's bad. It can be bad.
My addiction is just kind of playing too much football.
This thing about coffee. I mean, we used to drink tea in this country.
Yeah, I know.
What is it with the coffee?
I know.
We
Because
drink
tea
more
is
coffee.
rubbish and
Hey,
coffee is good.
Hey, 10 points to Gryffindor if you know the country's national food.
But which country?
England. If you know it.
Curry.
What one?
Tikka masala.
Yes.
I've got my British citizenship test tomorrow, so I'm on point, guys.
Oh, it's impressive. That was
Okay,
really
what
fast.
is your addiction?
That, by the way, just to clarify, that's not one of the questions on the test. I wish it was. Mikey knows the questions, the tough. I would say most recently the addiction is social media, and I just get so infuriated with myself when I know it's bad. I can do exactly the same thing. I can just be on my mobile, scrolling through stuff, like doing internet shopping, but not actually buying stuff, just like putting in the basket and then just like close it before I just like drop off to sleep. So being on my phone all the time because it's so easy. So that you can.
I
What do you
can't.
mean?
I just got to buy it.
It's just haunt you.
It's
innit?
not
Easily
payday,
done.
Just
Yeah.
wasted all your time putting stuff in your
So yeah,
basket and then
social
not buying it.
social media is one for me.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with social media because I also feel like I can be on my phone and suddenly like 20 minutes, half an hour's gone by. But if I read a book before bed, I'll like read 2 pages and I'll be asleep.
Yeah.
And I feel so much better and so much more relaxed. I also think like time has gone more slowly. And then the other one, I think it is not, it's not like a drugs or an alcohol one, but salt, because I think the more salt you put on food, the more you become dull to your taste and the more you want to put it on. So I think that counts as an addiction because you kind of like want more and more and more.
Oh, all right.
And because I don't really eat that much sugar and I feel like I eat quite a lot of vegetables and quite healthily, I just put a lot of salt on everything. So I think it's, I kind of like justify to myself that it's okay.
How much salt did you put on that?
Oh,
That
that's
is-
very healthy.
That is very surprising
Wow.
because how can you not have salt with what's your name again?
It's Margot.
Margot.
I remember when I first moved to the
Margot.
UK, and some people were saying like, British food is so shit, it's so bland. right? Oh, I'm sorry, Cameron. Sorry about this. British food is so not nice. It's so bland, has no flavor. And I was like, oh yeah, look at this food. It's so not enough flavor. And then what I realized is that when my mom, when she cooks, she puts a lot of salt in stuff.
Oh my lord.
So what I was craving is the salt. And so gradually, when I started finding out about healthy eating and stuff, I stopped putting salt in my food, and then my taste got really bland. So whenever I cook for my mom, she's like, "Ugh, it has no flavor." Anyway, that's just on the subject of flavor and
That's story.
salt.
I think it's the
thank you for
social
the
media
appreciation.
that's the most dangerous. I mean,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
socialize with people, and
Yeah.
then you become lonely, and then you become lonely.
yeah, you go down. Yeah.
I realize I know so much about people's lives that I haven't seen for 10 years. And it's just I like worked a gig with them once and we became friends. And then because they post a lot on social media, I know everything about their lives. And I'll remember like their names of their brothers and sisters. And I'm like, why have I got this information in my
Sounds
brain?
a bit weird, you know.
Yeah, I'm also very good with remembering people's names, but in like a creepy way. But because I just remember it from Instagram, and I think that's weird as well.
Oh, Justin.
But why are these people still on your feed, Evie? I mean, if they're not in your life anymore, why are you reading
I don't know.
about their lives?
Because I think that maybe one day I might need to see them again.
But if you're going to see them again, you will make
like
the
my
effort.
network.
You will make the effort. If you want to see them again, you will make the effort to see them again. You clearly don't want to see them again because 10 years has gone by and you haven't seen them.
But
So
what
why
if
are
I
you
forget
reading-
about them? And then I'm like, oh, that person, oh, Sally, she was really nice.
Yeah, but if you forget about them, how are you remembering about them?
Well, exactly. But that's what I mean. And then I'm like, well, this is my whole network of people.
Yeah, but if you've forgotten about them, they're no longer your network.
No.
So it's irrelevant.
It's strange, but I feel like I'm like destroying
Evie.
something like of myself, or like I wouldn't know the news. Because like it's not news, it's just people's
Evie.
lives.
Delete them. Please, delete them.
Okay.
I never delete anyone from. I never,
I'm
never
a
delete-
Mikey's like.
I've got 1,200 friends.
Margot.
No, you haven't.
Okay, I'm going to speak now because Cameron said I can speak now.
Oh yes. Stop speaking for so long.
Yeah, thank you very much, Cameron, for keeping the table in check. So what I wanted to say is about the network. I agree with Evie. I don't delete my people from Facebook because you never know when something that they do may become relevant or there's some kind of a link. And life it's like a marathon, it's not a sprint.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
And it's like a box of chocolates for those of us addicted to chocolate.
If you're fat, it won't last long.
All I'm saying is that just because I'm not in touch with that person like every year or every few weeks doesn't mean that I don't think about them. So seeing them popping up on my Facebook and seeing what they're doing makes me think like, oh, next time I'm doing this kind of project, I may just call them up to see how they're doing because we have that connection back at university. That's
Okay,
all.
we're gonna go to you. No, you.
Who does LinkedIn? Right, so LinkedIn, I don't really understand it. People keep wanting to link with me. I haven't got a bloody clue what they are, who they are, whether they're connected to me or not. They're just randos that own businesses.
Ooh, cold.
Maybe
Yeah,
it
but
might be time
I'm not
to get-
looking for a job.
It may be time to get final.
Justin.
Why are you on LinkedIn then?
I don't know. I think because my son told me to go onto LinkedIn. And he's on it.
I don't understand the point of LinkedIn either.
No, I don't get it.
It's like boring Facebook, isn't it? Sorry.
Justin?
No, I was just going to ask Margot, the argument you've just put to us about you just never know when you may want to reconnect with these people. So how many of these people have you reconnected with when you've heard a new piece of news or a project? How many have you actually connected with? And if the answer's not many at all, then really you're just kind of hoarding, aren't you? You're just not being able to throw things away.
No, but Justin, I don't do projects like every day of my waking life. The projects come here and there, and they have to be relevant for these people. So I don't think it's a number, like it's, I'm not competing with my numbers against anyone. And also just to say about LinkedIn, if you don't know who they are, they want to link with you and they're hot, just accept the
I do. Oh no, that's my
and just flirt with them.
That's my primary reason for linking in with them.
That's what LinkedIn is for.
But I don't even know if these are fake pictures. So
In Norfolk, they've got their own version of LinkedIn.
You didn't put your hand up.
It's called LinkedIn.
Linked to what?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Boom.
Guys got some dead humor.
I think it's like people kind of use it as like a bit of like just a messaging board, because I've hooked up with people who
you met up with people online who you don't know.
No, so they'll put on like Twitter and Instagram, oh hey, I'm in London for the week or something. I was like, oh, I really liked you. Like they're like, oh hey, I'm around, when are you that free? And then we'll meet up and have a coffee.
So you're meeting with random people. You're meeting
so
with
there'll
strangers.
be people I know, but they might be people that I know, from Scotland or something. So they don't see them like regularly, but then they'll say that they're down south, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm going to come and meet up with you. So I guess it's like a bit like like a town messenger or something. So I would say it is useful for that.
Okay.
It's not just having an address book, it's just a different type of address book. Yeah.
Last one. Final thoughts.
There's a final thoughts already.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock now.
Is it actually?
Okay, but
let's go one more half hour and then we'll close.
I'm concerned about your legs, Cameron. I don't want you to get frozen legs, basically.
I don't really need legs. I can just use a wheelchair.
My final thought is, I think I'll keep the negative sides of social media, because I still want to have that access to connect to people, and I think that outweighs the negative sides of it. But I do just try and stop going on it before I go to bed.
Oh, okay.
I would say that our addictions and our vices are actually a really good thing, because they reassure me that we are still humans, we're not perfect, and it's okay to flirt on LinkedIn.
I didn't understand. Justin?
That's okay.
Last thoughts.
My final thought would be to you, Evie. If you say that you enjoyed reading the book much more than going on the social media, delete your feeds, delete those people, and read that book before you go to sleep.
Thank you.
Make a delete culture.
Imagine reading books. Could it be me? Okay. I forgot your name.
It's Akbal. Akbal.
Akbal. Ball.
That's it.
Hello,
Yeah.
Ball. What's your final thoughts?
My
Hello,
final
Akbal.
thought. Avoid Minecraft.
No, don't avoid Minecraft. I paid
Avoid
£6 for it, and I ain't throwing it away.
I've paid more than that for it. But,
Is Minecraft designed to be addictive?
No,
kids?
not your turn
It's
yet.
like Lego.
No talking.
It's like Lego, and
It's for people
And it is
12
it's just it's nothing. It's not. You're not doing anything, but you're just not doing anything all night long. It's a bit like Twitter.
Danger.
Okay, final thoughts. What's your name again?
It's Lena.
Italy.
Lena, just Lena. Just call me Lena.
Lane, Italy.
There you go, that's easy. You can't really get that wrong.
It's Elena.
Lena.
Lena.
It's Lena.
Italina. Very nice, thank you.
Spaghetti.
I think Minecraft is designed to be addictive. I do not know a kid who's not addicted.
What's your final thoughts?
That's my final thought. Amen. Done.
Is Laura designed to be addictive as well?
Apparently so. You know that.
The middle is designed to be addictive.
She's here.
Okay. I forgot your name again. I'm forgetting everyone's name.
It's Mikey.
You're the only person's name who I haven't forgot because it's right here.
Thank you. Yes.
Evie. Weird name. Gone.
No,
Mikey.
I actually, although I've deleted Facebook off my phone, I enjoy scrolling through Facebook, looking at mindless stuff.
But how you deleted it? How you scrolling?
No, I'm scrolling on my computer because I've taken off my phone. So I can only do it when I'm doing work. So it's mostly a technique to avoid writing emails, and it's very much more enjoyable than writing emails. Just scrolling through, oh, so and so's protesting about gender equality. So and so's building a new thing. Oh, look, this is how to make a table.
How to make a cake
out of walnut shells. And it's just I enjoy it a lot. So it's a good product.
Okay.
I can share my final thought too. My thought today was while I was looking at all the kids trick or treating that I actually miss. Well, in Poland we didn't actually have a culture of going trick or treating, but like any occasion to just go out dressed up as a scary character. I kind of miss it. It's not the same even when you dress up now.
It's trick or treating. It's a really weird subject because you got old people giving sweets to little kids.
Why is that weird? Why is that weird?
It sounds very weird, doesn't it?
No, but why?
When you think about it that way, it just sounds pretty weird.
No, but why is it weird? Why is an older person giving sweets to a child?
A random person, little kids knocking up to people's doors begging for sweets, and then old man going, "Here's sweets."
But I think, sorry, just to kind of jump on that, I think
you did not put your hand up. You will not speak.
I think that's food for thought for the next session because we're going to have to call it a day now. We've gone past 8 o'clock.
Quickly.
No, I just think that as much as my observations, that as much as there are people who are predators and they're out there to harm children, I think what is important to remember there that most of people are not weird, they're not creeps, they are genuine people, and just to kind of deny, if we just stop trusting other people or enjoying the company or trust, just trust other people. I think we're missing something.
I turned your mic off.
But I think it's a good point. I think there is this idea that sometimes, especially older people, are weird or creepy just because they're older.
Yes, but they're giving sweets to little kids. Doesn't that sound like a bit weird?
No.
If you think about it some way, it sounds weird.
Yeah, I wanted to see that it's promoting the sugar addiction, so we should stop it.
That's not what I mean!
That's very true.
Let's have a big round of applause for Cameron in the middle.
I'm taking this home. It's in my headphone thingy.